baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
There's a man dancing outside of my apartment window right now, so it's going to be very distracting.
Dancing.
There's always something going on down there. There's
Is he
always
clothed?
like someone
clothed?
playing the guitar, or there's people that are like, hey, like the new thing is there'll be these two dudes are out there and they're like, yeah, so there's these families in insert random country, and we do this program to like you give us money monthly, and then that buys them chickens and different farm animals. And I was like, what? Like, what? Why wouldn't they need like bottled water and like actual food? I'm buying them chickens so that they can kill the chickens, and then
look. Hey, Jared,
I get it.
I can give you a fish, or I can teach you to fish, bud. What do you want?
Yeah. I was like, can I just do a one-time donation, or do you have to do the recurring monthly payment? They're like, unfortunately, we can only do the monthly recurring payment. I was like, well, that's sketch. I was like, if I wanted to donate like $100, then I feel like I should be able to do that. But you don't want the $100. You want my card on file, which is sketch.
So they fumbled the bag, is what they did.
Yeah. I would have done a one-time donation. If they accepted like Venmo, sure.
You're more than willing. Like, look, that would actually come out to a total of like $5,000. And I get it. You don't want to wait that long. Why don't you just give me the $2,500 right now?
Yeah.
We'll call it good. Good. You know, we don't have to keep your card on file. I can make that adjustment for you.
Yeah. I was not against buying the chickens. Anyways, we're back. We're back after a weekend of baseball, and I don't know. I feel like we've been really lucky recently with the top stories. It's like, oh, Fernando Tatis Jr. popped for PEDs, and then he apologizes, and then the Juan Soto trade. Like, we've had a lot of action going on. I don't know that there's like a lead story today. Is there?
I have thought about the Wainwright stuff. Just because
you're the only one that knows what the fuck this is. Like you put it in the group text before the show, and I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
So Adam Wainwright was mic'd up on Sunday Night Baseball.
Oh yeah, okay. So I didn't see that.
And in his bullpen session, like as he's warming up, he's talking about. I think it was Sunday Night Baseball. But he was talking about, you know, the difference between superstition and routine. And
great, as long as it doesn't become superstition. If you're out there thinking you got to do exactly the same thing every time to have success, then that's making you a weaker competitor. If they told me right now that I had 8 pitches to get loose, I could do that. Because you are what your brain tells you you are.
Boom.
I love that.
You are what your brain tells you you are. And that is just, you know, that can be phrased differently, but that's just all about what type of mindset you need to be in and you need to be trying to maintain as a competitor out there. And that's where all the numbers and all the preparation kind of takes a back seat to what you're feeling in that moment. And what he's saying is you need to be of the mindset that you can make an adjustment to anything right now. Kind of Bruce Lee, be water, my friend, be fluid. Water takes the shape of every object it gets put into. It finds the path of least resistance. So why would you be up there trying to build dams in your mind for this fluid water to be held up against? And when you become so beholden to a routine that it now turns into superstition where you're not even sure what you're doing or why you're doing it or what you're getting out of it, you're just going through the motion, that is a problem. Because now you're going through a competitive preparation and you're just going through the motions. That's not ideal. But the reason I wanted to talk about it, because it's not just about what he said, but think about where we were at 5 years ago with the whole mic'd up and people get this shit out of here, blah, 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 blah. Players slowly but surely are starting to reveal themselves as being okay with this type of back and forth, this type of interaction. What we just saw from Adam Wainwright and what we've seen from Alek Manoah, that's as high leverage as it gets, talking to the pitcher, either fucking literally during the game when John Smoltz is calling the slider for Alek Manoah,
Mhm.
or when you've got Adam Wainwright breaking down the difference between what he thinks is superstition and routine. You're never going to get any more intimate than that, than maybe having the trifecta of microphones where you can hear the pitcher and catcher volley back and forth. And then you can also separately hear the hitter, what he's saying. But physically, the proximity of the hitter and the catcher probably aren't going to allow that to happen. And the catcher's not going to get so in depth, again, because the hitter's standing right fucking there. So what you just got from Adam Wainwright, and again, it's Adam Wainwright. It's not a young kid making his 4th or 5th start. And sure, I think people would like to know what that feels like. Like, what's it like making your debut? Are we ever going to get a kid mic'd up making his big league debut? Probably not. But you're telling me that we got a Hall of Famer in Adam Wainwright.
Why not?
Towing
Why
the
don't you
slab.
think so?
What's that?
Why don't you think we would have someone mic'd up for their big league debut?
For the same reason that I think it was easy Adam Wainwright, and that's why the Alek Manoah thing is so special, because he's, not the super vet, but he's also not the rookie making his debut. He's somewhere in between there. And I think a lot of people are interested in what a competitor of Alek Manoah's spirit has to say or is thinking. I just think that organizationally, if you're coming to me as the manager, asking me if, hey, we've already talked to the player and he's okay with it, what do you feel about it? I would really want this kid to have the true big league experience, and I would hate to see him try to appease a crowd while realizing his dream. I would hate for him to think that he's got to have a nugget here or he's got to say something here for no reason, just because he's wearing this microphone. I want this individual to be focused on looking up at the third deck and soaking that in, picking out his family and friends or whoever and enjoying them being here at the big leagues, locking in on the hitter and saying to yourself, holy fuck, am I really facing, like I was, like, am I facing Miguel Tejada? Like 0-2 MVP Miguel, like from hot to Tejada? Like, is that who's in the fucking box right now? Like, and that might be cool for people to hear. I don't know that I'm saying that shit out loud. And so your first start, I want that to be a little different as your manager. So I'm going to politely decline you wearing a microphone. I appreciate it. Let's revisit after a first few starts.
It's not a word, Dallas.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I just fucking used it.
Okay. Dallas, I'm going to have to kick it to you right here because Julio Rodríguez just got paid.
J motherfucking Rod, bread it up, chicken titty.
So I want to break it down for anyone that doesn't know, because it's not confusing, but it's I guess the word would be intricate.
There's a lot going on, and
there's a lot going on.
I love it. I love it. Incentivize. Okay. Everybody wins. Like, I love it.
All right, let's break it down. All right, get your dick off of it. Get your fucking lips off his dick for 1 second. 12 years, $209.3 million from 2023 to 2029, including 2030 and 2034 player options. The signing bonus, $15.3 million, paid within 60 days of signing. So next year, he's going to make $4 million. 2024, he's going to make $10 million. From 25 through 29, he's going to make $18 million. And then from 30 to 34, a total of $90 million player option, paying $18 million annually. From 2030 to 34, the player option may increase based on all-star appearances and Silver Slugger awards from this year through 2029. So it looks like 5 years, 125 so it's an AAV of 25 million with 1 MVP award and 2 all-star selections. 5 years, 110 million. So that's 22 million AAV with 10 combined Silver Slugger awards and all-star selections. 5 years, 100 million. So 20 million annually. with 8 combined Silver Slugger awards and All-Star selections. So there's a lot. And then it goes on. Seattle holds multi-year club option, which Mariners must exercise or decline after the 2028 World Series. The length and value of the club option is based on Julio's finish in the 2022 through 28 AL MVP voting. So this is where it becomes.
This is where it gets intricate. This is where it gets detailed.
Yeah, this isn't confusing at all, Jared.
Yeah, 8 years. 8 years, $200 million. So that's a $25 million AAV if he receives no MVP votes. 8 years, $240, paid $30 million annually with 2 top 10 finishes in the MVP voting. It becomes 8 years, $260 million, which is 32.5 AAV, with 4 top 10 MVP finish votes. And then it becomes 8 years, $280 from 2030 to 37. So that's 35 AAV with 1 MVP award and a top 5 finish in MVP voting, or 3 top 5 finishes in the MVP vote. And then 10 years, $350, and this is from 2030 to 39. So that's an AAV of $35 million annually, with either 1, 2 MVP awards, or 4 top 5 finishes in the MVP voting. So he's got it's very
4 top 5 finishes. What does that
yes.
mean? 4 top 5
No.
finishes.
It's so he can get 10 years, $350 with instead of, don't think 1 or 2, think A, 2 MVP awards, or B, 4 top 5 finishes in the MVP vote.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So extremely confusing.
Extremely confused. There's a lot going on here.
The base, what I take away is we're talking a minimum of 12 years, $210 million.
So if Seattle exercises if Seattle exercises its 10-year, $350 million option, the contract would be the longest and most lucrative in Major League history at 17 years, $469.3 million from 2023 through 2039. And he has full no trade protection.
And that is, again, that's J-Rod maximizing the incentives. That's hitting the MVP marks, hitting every mark that they've set. So to maximize the contract, that's what we're talking about. 17 years, $469.5 million later, the richest baseball contract in Major League history would have played out. That's all incentives hit, everything shaking out to be as good as it could possibly be. That's what that contract could be. So that's sexy. That's attractive. What I like about the deal is that there is incentive along every step of the way to perform, and not just perform and show up, but perform at this level, right? And that is really nice to see, because I think it's a combination of the team having logical safeguards in place, and I think it's a combination of the players saying, well, I'm at least this good, and you know what? I think I can be that good. So if you're willing to put the money out there and tell me that you're willing to pay for this type of production, well, then I have no problem trying to perform to that level. Sounds good to me. Sounds great. If you're willing to fucking pay me that, then I know that I can show up each and every day and go to work and try to take my game to those next levels. That's what getting paid is all about, is it takes care of all the other noise. So now you can really focus diet preparation, off-season preparation, off-season recovery, like technological resources available to you. Like this motherfucker, I swear to God, he better have Tony Stark building his fucking lab in his house, right? Like all the high-speed cameras, all the edgies, all the wraps, give me everything. And that's what this early money does, is so when we're 4 or 5 years down the road, this guy is about as well-oiled of a machine as you could possibly think of. And now he's got all of those incentives and benchmarks in his crosshairs. But I think in the year, not in the year, but in the era of doling out 7 to 10 year contracts, it feels like there's been just major concessions on one side or the other. Like, hey, we're willing to eat this on the back end because we think our window's early. And if we can maximize in that early window, then we don't care about paying a guy 25, 29 mil when he's 38, 39 years old, hitting 230, maybe popping 15. Like, they're not having that conversation right now with Julio. That's not what they're talking about at all. They're looking at this from a very different perspective. And I love that his representation, because this takes balls and it takes trust within the player and the relationship of your agent, for the agent to go, look, we need to talk. But if you think we're going to be having the same conversation that everybody else is having, if you think we're going to be having the convo that Preller and Fernando Tatis Jr. had, no. And if you think that the conversation, however brief it may have been with Rizzo and Soto or Rizzo and Harper, like, no, this is a different fucking dude. Got it? You're not Alex Anthopoulos. You're not getting this guy for pennies on the dollar for the next decade. That shit ain't happening. So you better come correct. And if you're willing to come correct, then we can talk. And credit to the Mariners. Credit to DePoto, because he said, you know what? I think you're right. We got to fucking figure this out, because I don't want this dude wearing another uniform. Can't have it.
Yeah. And I think, I guess it really sets a new precedent for young stars in the game where, you mentioned the Atlanta Braves. Sorry, Joe, but they fucked all those guys. like those contracts are absurd that they agreed to. I mean, I get it. When you're a young guy, you just come up into the league and someone puts $100 million in front of you. $100 million is a fuck ton of money. But guess
Jared,
what?
Jared,
so is $400 and something million. That's a fuck ton of money too. I think it's a matter of having the belief in yourself, having the representation that could come up with something like this. Like, hey, we want that. Like, just going through that contract, that's probably one of the most detailed, most intricate baseball contracts I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's probably because it is. It's not like there's other ones that we just can't think of off the top of our heads. Like, that probably is one of the most intricate and performance-laden contracts that I think I've ever seen in baseball history.
It's as intricately woven as the letter from Shohei Ohtani to the rest of the world about what he's going to be doing, when and where, at what stage and at what age in his life. Like, the dude's telling you what his ERA is going to be in his fucking age 36 season, right? How many awards he's going to have in his trophy. Like, you got to be a fucking maniac to think about things like that. And that's what separates elite performers, whatever field it is, and just sort of the normal go with the flow Joes. And that's not what DePoto fancies himself as. And he knows that he's got a guy in Julio Rodríguez that is he's a rare bird. So we can't treat this like we've treated other situations. And we can't go about this the way that we're watching other teams go about it. So let's get creative. I am more than willing to get creative. So I couldn't be more excited that this happens, because, Jared, I believe that shit like this can start to happen on a lower scale for guys who might not be as filled with star power as a Julio Rodríguez.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like, it's all to scale. If you have a guy that you really like that isn't necessarily going to be challenging for league MVP for the next 15 years, but it's like, yeah, there's a path here. But I mean, I don't know what feedback you've heard, Dallas. I had one player already like read and react to the news in real time and be like, oh, like, that's a terrible deal. Like, why would he do that?
What?
My guess is that player wasn't born. I mean, look, man, and this is what I'll say about the Braves situation. Just to kind of hit on that, is you've got a lot of guys who are in a position to be more than okay with a large chunk of money. And taking that one step further, that group of guys got their large chunk of money, and that group of guys happens to be pretty good at baseball. And the other guys who got their chunk of money also happen to be pretty good at baseball. And they all happen to be on the same team. So now you're starting to look at your surroundings, and what are you here for? You're here to win, and you're here for the money. However you want to prioritize those, 1 and 2, you can flip-flop them. That's your prerogative. But if you've got those things taken care of, then the other one seems easier to accept. Meaning if you've gotten your money, then you're like, hey, whoever my teammate is, it is what it is because I got the money and I'm happy with that. But if you're like, I really care about who my teammates are and I've got enough money where I'd like to put a championship window together. I'd like to put a run together and I can be a part of that. Well, that's what the Braves have done. That's the situation they're in. The general manager did a phenomenal job of understanding who his players were, what they needed, what they wanted, and he made it all happen at the perfect time.
Yeah.
So take it back, Jared. They didn't rip anybody off. They gave everybody what they wanted, and everybody's happy about it. Except for you, because you don't fucking like the Braves. The only people who say that shit are the fucking outsiders who are mad because their squad.
No, I'm not mad. I love the Braves. No,
you don't, dude. I see you tweeting out Mets
players not too thrilled. Players union not too thrilled about it, and I can understand that. But again, that's where people have to look and say, you know what's not going to pay me is you really wanting me to stick it out for the next guy. Because you know who's not going to pay me too? That fucking next guy. That next guy's not going to pay me either. So I get it that you want me to dig my heels in here for the better of the union. Well, you know what? I don't know what the union's doing for me.
Yeah. Joey, what was your reaction when you saw the news of Julio Rodríguez's contract?
I said, good for them. I mean, I didn't actually know the details until you just read them. So I knew it was complicated. Now hearing that, it makes me think that that's just going to be like kind of like that just seems like the new wave because it kind of protects both parties in a way where you're not going to have to, like, for example, if you're going to pay Albert Pujols what the Angels gave him, but then you promise that you only pay him that much if he does good, you're kind of, it's a safety net.
Yep, it's perfect. And that's why I said, like, tip of the cap to both parties. Because one player is willing to bet on himself and say, this is what I'm willing to do to try to get to that number. And the other party, the team, has presented a pretty round number. One that has enticed him enough to say, I'm all in.
Mm-hmm. It's literally the most lucrative contract in baseball history. If he hits all these bonuses, I guess.
Yeah, and then if he does, then it's good for both teams. It's good for the team and him. And it's not like they're going to have to pay a guy they're not going to have to pay him a crazy, ridiculous amount of money unless he is ridiculously good.
Yeah, it gives you the vibe that they could be paying him exactly what he's worth. Should he not be able to fulfill all of those benchmarks, you then think, all right, well, if he doesn't become that player, which is essentially Hall of Fame caliber, if he doesn't become that guy, well, then who does he become? And what would that guy earn? And that's what the contract kind of lays out is, well, if he's this good at this point in time, this is what we give him. If he's this good at this point in time, this is what we're willing to give him. And if not, well, this is kind of where we fall. And everybody has looked around and said, that works for us.
I mean, it should work for everyone. The problem is Julio Rodríguez is such a special talent that he makes his big league debut. And within a few months, it's pretty clear this guy's different. This guy's special. And it's, he's top prospect in baseball. It's not like he came out of nowhere. Like the I guess DNA of a guy like Julio Rodríguez is very rare, and the Mariners are fortunate enough to have a player like that, top prospect who comes up. I mean, they just saw it with fucking Jared Kelenic. Not every stud prospect comes up and sets the world on fire and puts them in a position for the team to then approach the player and say, hey, like, we want to make you the highest paid player in fucking big league history because we believe in you that much. And here's how we do it. And here's the language that we do it with. So It's a unique set of circumstances where you have a player that was supposed to be great, comes up and is great, and then it's a risk on the organization's part to be like, hey, we're willing to commit the next, 17 years. How does that sound to you as a player in this organization after seeing you play in the big leagues for 4 months? I think it's a yes, there is protection in terms of we're willing to pay you like a top 5 player in the league if you are a top 5 player in the league. Does that sound good? Yeah, great. But in order to even have that conversation, to start those conversations, to get to the point where there's ink on paper and a commitment that far down the line, he's got to come up and perform right away. And he did.
Well, could you imagine if the Seattle Mariners right now had intact the outfield that they anticipated and what that could look like? Like what would they be doing if they had a Jared Kelenic clicking? What would they be doing if they had Rookie of the Year Kyle Lewis clicking right now?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have Winker. They may have one of the two because Haniger being down. But could you imagine? So dare I say that Julio showing up and doing what he's done in the face of the Kyle Lewis injuries and the Kelenic struggles, did he become more of a can't miss because a couple of the guys who were close to can't miss have kind of not hit yet? I mean, Rookie of the Year, look, truncated season, still Rookie of the Year, you got to perform, but Kyle Lewis hasn't been around much. So when Julio shows up and when Julio starts to do the shit he's doing, he doesn't stop doing this shit. And you kind of take 5 minutes and step back and you're like, well, fuck, Kelenic still's kind of not where we need him to be. And we don't know what's going on with, K-Lou and the leg injury. And so, oh man, I feel like we got to lock this up because that was 2 pieces of the future that we thought we were going to be able to depend on. And as of right now, don't know that we can. Well, I don't know that we can afford to let this fucking guy ever leave our sight.
Yeah. I mean, so it could be an 8-year deal, a 13-year deal, a 16-year deal, or it has the ability to become an 18-year, $470 million deal.
That's so cool. God damn it. I look, I'm not going to say this publicly. All right. I'm just going to say this here between us. So I know this isn't going to go anywhere. Right. I really, really would like the Mariners to be good at baseball for a while. Mm-hmm. I would really like that because I have so much fun traveling to the ballparks where folks are invested and the brand of baseball you can tell is important to everybody in the building. And I know it's important to the people in that building. And they've been waiting for a long time to be able to sell the sport and market the sport and be proud of what's going on. And guys like Julio do that for you. And moments like this do that for a franchise. So as a team who would see these guys, 13 times a year starting next year, I'm here for the fucking star power, man. And I'm here for competitive baseball. And I'm here for teams giving a shit. And making moves like this shows me that teams, groups, think tanks, brain trusts, all of them got together and were like, you know what? We fucking care. Let's get this done.
Huh.
But again, that's just between us, all right? Let's not.
That's just between us. We won't tell anybody.
As the A's announcer, I don't know that I can say that.
It's good for baseball. It's good for baseball, Dallas. You should do a breakdown, Joey, on the fucking contract because it'd be like, yeah, this is very super confusing. Let me break it down for you.
You just did. Luck. You just hit it out of the park, man.
No one listens to this podcast though.
Do 20-minute video on J-Rod's contract.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a lot of math, man. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Did you see someone on DraftKings yesterday or the day before. I think it might have been yesterday. Or no, 2 days ago. So Saturday. Someone live bet Julio Rodríguez to hit a home run in his second at bat of the game, 2 pitches before he hit a home run, and he wagered $5,000.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. It paid out 75 racks.
Cash money.
He's probably made that same bet like 20 times so far.
Right? He's like, fuck, it's bound to hit one of these times.
Yeah. $5,000.
So really he netted 7. Good for him. He's out of the red.
Yeah. Good for him.
$5,000. Commit. He's committing to a pitch, and I like that.
Yeah. We love that. The wait is almost over. A new football season is about to begin. Get ready for the NFL Week 1 action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. To celebrate the return of football, DraftKings is giving new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $5 on any football game and get $200 in free bets instantly. If you want more action for opening night, everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. Get up 7. You win. Bet on any NFL team of your choice, and if your team leads by 7 points at any point during the game, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. All you got to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Jared to get $200 in free bets instantly. When you place a $5 bet on any football game, that is promo code Jared, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See the show notes for details. Yeah, so Julio Rodríguez gets paid. Before we kind of like close the book on that, what player do you think is next in line to receive a contract similar to that, where it's not a hometown discount? It's hey, we like you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a rookie. It could be a guy in his second year, but it's like, we're going to give you $400+ million over the next 15 years based on, it can get up to that based on how well you do, kind of like how J-Rod's contract is structured. Who do you think is next in line for something like that? Is it a Mr.
The Orioles? The Orioles would dare
Adley Rutschman? Adley Rutschman.
Well, I was. I don't want to say it.
What?
Because it's not. I mean, it's not going to be that. I don't want to.
Don't say someone on the A's because you're not in the.
I'm not going to say it. Well, it was almost the next best / worst thing.
The most lucrative contract in fucking Oakland A's history is still Eric Chavez from 2002.
It's all right. It's fine. What's wrong with
It's terrible. Adley Rutschman's a good one. Mr. Pena, even though I hate to say it, he fell off.
Come on. I tried to tell you early on that it wasn't even a conversation. Like, we're not like, it's early and that's why we're talking about it, but this is going to J-Rod.
Oh, of course. I don't even think, and I said this before, I was like, I think J-Rod graduates from the rookie of the year conversation to where he's going to finish in the MVP conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be top 3, but he'll still be top 10. Sure. I think he'll be in there somewhere. But yeah, who would be that next guy to get the J-Rod treatment?
Well, I don't know. How old's Raffy?
He's been in the league since 2017. I don't think he's 25, but.
So then why? So because he's been in the league for that long, he can't get that kind of deal? He's 25. No. He's 25.
Yeah, but he's a year away from free agency. It's not the same type of player.
He can't get a 10-year deal? I mean, we know he's probably
this is an 18-year fucking deal, Dallas. This is 2 different players. 2 different players in 2 wildly different situations.
Who's going to... Jared, the answer to that is nobody. Nobody right now is in a position to have a fucking 20-year contract doled out to him. Nobody.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I mean, no, I'm not saying it has to be the same length, but it could, like I said, it could be 8 years. I just gave
you a guy who's how old's Julio?
Raffy is a year away from free agency. He's not the same boat. Julio Rodríguez is a rookie. I'm talking about who's someone that's new to the league that could get one of these like deals where it's like, hey,
caveat was he didn't have to be a rookie. You said that. Those are your words.
Yeah, I said a second-year player.
I didn't hear the second-year player part. I heard that he doesn't have to be a rookie part.
Yeah, Rafi's almost a free agent. He's not in like a similar like, hey, let me approach you early. Like, let me get to you early. Again, so I can keep you here forever.
An indictment on the front office, but that's not a conversation that we need to have now.
By the way, to the person on the Baseball's Dead Reddit that says all I do is talk about the Red Sox, suck my cock. I never talk about the Red Sox. Dallas brings them up and then I have to defend them. Jake, how many times do I just randomly anytime that we bring up like topics before the show, I never put the Red Sox on the topic sheet ever.
No, it's always Dallas.
It's always Dallas. Dallas will throw arrows at the Red Sox and force me to defend them. That's the only time I ever talk about the Red Sox on this show. I never bring up the
oddly enough, I bring up trying to pay Rafi Devers, and you're telling me he's a player that's not worth it. He's in a completely different boat. And then we get into why the Red Sox don't ever do this. And look, we don't have to go down that road. I'm not trying to go down that road. All I'm saying is if your question is who's next for a 20-year deal as a rookie or a second-year player, I'm telling you, I don't think that dude is here.
What about Vladdy?
Vladdy's been in the fucking league since 2018.
He hasn't been in the league since 2018.
Yeah, what was the rookie year? You sure about that?
Yeah, he wasn't in the league in 18. He was in 19.
Yeah,
in 19.
Doesn't count. That's 3 years removed. Doesn't count. That's not a rookie.
He's not a free agent until 2026. He's not a free agent until 2026.
He's not a rookie.
Yeah, but he's not coming up on free agency. He's not.
So,
it's
so
2022.
Just tell me that you're changing the filter. Just tell me that.
The filter is that they're not coming up on free agency.
That it's never going to happen. You can say that out loud. It's okay.
No, he's not comparable. Vladdy won't be a free agent until 2026.
If they offered him, you don't think they would offer someone this kind of deal if they were coming up on free agency?
Yeah, are you telling me that tell me right now that Rafi Devers isn't worth that money? Just say that and I'll move on.
It's not the same thing as approaching a player early by like being like, we see the potential, obviously, but we don't really know.
Well, I mean, Adley Rutschman, for example, what is he? He's 24. I'm sure Vladdy's younger than him. You go by age, I think. They're probably the same age.
Yeah. Vladdy is 23.
Yeah.
He'll be 24 in March.
And how old's Julio?
Was he 22?
22.
He's 21. 21.
Dang.
He's 21. He'll be 22 in December.
Yeah, so honestly, the question, Jared, is you could just go through the big league rosters and how many 21-year-olds do you think are ready for a 20-year deal?
Well, if Adley Rutschman, he's 24. Like they don't have to be like fresh out of college ages. It's just can you
for fuck's sake, give me the parameters with which I can work with?
You're the only one that's struggling to understand what I'm saying here. A guy that's new to the league that could be approached for a mega deal like Julio Rodríguez. I feel like it's pretty simple to understand.
And my first answer was nobody. And then I moved on from that because I feel like that answer is pretty simple.
But it's an Adley perfect for it. Maybe if he wasn't on the Orioles, but I feel like that's the only thing in the way of that.
That's the name that we threw out there, though. That's the name that we threw out there. We threw out Adley. And then after that, there's nothing because there's nobody else that fits that bill. The 21 first year, so far away or whatever the fuck Jared's saying from free agency, there's nobody else. Who?
Strider.
Yeah. I think it's harder for pitchers.
Yeah, Braves don't pay pitchers.
Way harder. Because you could just sleep wrong one day.
Especially if you're throwing 100 and a million miles per hour like him, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's, as far as position player goes, no. There's nobody in Major League Baseball that is due for, like, seriously, 17-year, 18-year deal. Like, no. Like, if these contracts are fulfilled and lived out these are fucking Hall of Fame players. Like, do we realize that? Like, if you're handing out an 18-year contract and that contract gets fulfilled,
you're assuming that the player is going to be in the big leagues for 18 years, which in itself is an accomplishment. Just being there.
We're not any farther away from 10 years being a big deal in the big leagues than we were when 10 years became a big deal in the fucking bit. Like, that shit just doesn't happen all the time. There's a lot of things that have to go right for a long time. And a lot of times, the talent that you think you have to carry you that far wanes, and it wanes sometimes quicker than others. So you can have a nice little window. Great window. 4 or 5 years, you're just kicking the shit out of everybody. The next 2 years could be a struggle. And then after that, you ain't got no fucking job. Well, what just happened? You had a great 6-7 year run in the big leagues. That's what you had.
There would have to be like an arbitrary cutoff date, but like I would say since like 1995,
I call them pension deals. How many deals have been signed where you're guaranteeing a major league pension?
Yeah.
Like Steven Strasburg. Right? Like when he signed his deal initially, like, damn, 7-year big league deal out the draft. Like, okay, so this guy's getting fucking 10 years guaranteed.
Right. I'm just thinking like what percentage of players have made it to like 10 years in the big leagues? How many players have made it to 18 years in the big leagues?
The bigger question, or the more detailed question, is how many players have had a contract of, I would say, 7 or 8 years or more, and either lived out the life of that contract with the team or just period played the duration of that contract. Now that number's, I think, going to be high, but if you look at the productivity, the only reason that they're still playing in those years is because they were guaranteed that money.
Yeah. And also, like, that's why, like, you would have to think of what the arbitrary cutoff year would be, because back in the day, if you were an all-star throughout your 20s, then you became a name and you were almost guaranteed a job through your 30s until you were 42 and you wanted to hang it up just because you were who you were. And some of these, all-time legend Hall of Famers, they were still performing into their mid to late 30s. So it's not like they were a complete dud and they were only surviving on their name alone. But there were a lot of guys like that where it's like, yeah, that guy was fucking awesome when he was from age 21 to 28. But here he is in the big leagues at 37, just clinging on because of his name.
Well, it's not like, and look, that happened a lot, a whole lot in the past. Take what just happened recently. And this is not like, I don't think you can knock fucking Willie Mays. Like, let's be real. But Willie Mays just had his number retired, if I'm not mistaken, as a New York Met.
For playing 2 seasons there.
That's crazy.
Why do they do that?
I don't know that he even hit he hit like 14 homers as a New York Met.
That seemed weird.
I don't know that he even hit 250 as a New York Met.
And that's, I know that they didn't exist. I know that they didn't exist at the time, but like that feels like something that the Rays would do, where it's like, Willie Mays played here for 2 years and we want to honor his legacy, so we're going to retire his number. You're the Mets. Like, the Mets have had plenty of jersey retirement players come through. Like, why now? Why? I mean, like, the timing seems weird, and the fit seems weird.
To your point, Willie Mays made the All-Star team in his final season. And you could say, which I would totally understand, oh, you mean just like Albert made the All-Star team this last year? Just like Miggy made? Yeah.
Well,
but the difference
Albert
is,
retroactively made the All-Star team. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. The difference is, like, Willie Mays is not looking like he's not getting paid for, or he's not cashing out on that All-Star nod, blah, 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 blah. Like, that wasn't just, it was a legacy nod, understood. But the name alone can do that for guys. We know that. That's not foreign.
And he also got banned from baseball. You know that?
Who,
Willie Mays?
Willie Mays was banned from baseball because of something like he did like an advertisement for casino. And then he got banned. They banned his ass, dude. They literally banned Willie Mays. Google that shit.
Good.
That's just a little tidbit.
Google that shit.
But they eventually unbanned him, which is good. But he was banned from baseball.
Damn.
Little nugget for you there.
Banning Willie Mays seems pretty fucked up.
Yeah, fuck. What'd the guy do to you?
He like went to
Just trying to get some
casino.
folks to come pull some slots, man.
Yeah, he was like greeting at the door or something.
Hey, welcome.
Dude,
Come have a good time. My bad.
leave Willie
Guess I'm a
Mays
bad
alone.
dude for wanting you to have a good time. That's fucked up.
Remember when we were at the winter meetings in Vegas and Pete Rose was just posted up and no one was there? That was tough.
Yep.
That was tough to see.
Yep.
Willie Mays was like in some like shop at no, not Willie Mays. Pete Rose. Pete Rose was in a shop at the winter meetings in Vegas, and there was like a sign out front that was like, "Come meet Pete Rose," and there wasn't a soul around.
Dude, it's because he does that shit literally every day of the week. 5 days. It's his job, full-time job. So if you want to meet fucking Pete Rose, you already have. He's played out his opportunities. It's saturated the market. There's 1 billion Pete Rose autographs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't fuck with
There's-
Pete Rose.
I don't fox with Pete Rose. That's unfortunate, Jared. He's a hit king.
Yeah, but he's also like a fucking scumbag.
I mean, I haven't really dove in too deep to the life of Pete Rose outside of his.
There was like some statutory rape stuff. There was he like came back and the Reds. No, not the Reds. Was it the Reds? No, the Phillies brought him back right recently.
Mhm.
And they asked him about it, and he's like, "I'm not." He basically like pulled like a Mark McGuire. He was like, "I'm not here to talk about the past, babe." And he called the reporter babe, and it was a woman. And it was just like, dude, come on. Yeah, show some feel one time. But Pete Rose gonna Pete Rose. It is what it is. Yeah. He's a special kind of scumbag.
But you can catch him at the MGM Grand if you're in Vegas.
Yeah. Speaking of scumbags, fucking Zach Hampel. Oh my God. Did you see this thread with Marcus Stroman?
What the
Thank
fuck?
God for
Yeah.
Marcus Stroman.
What about Marcus Stroman?
So Zach Hampel
I feel like
went
you're
to
going to have to read the thread, Jared, for folks
Yeah.
who aren't aware.
Yeah. And you know how much I hate reading. So the fact that I'm willing to read this shows how passionately I feel about the topic. Zach Hampel went to a Rockies game.
Let's make folks
And-
aware of who Zach Hampel is if they don't know.
Foul ball guy. I mean, I feel like most people know who he is at this
but,
point.
maybe someone's
He's
listening
just
for the
like,
first
he's a
time.
44-year-old dude who just travels the world and goes all over the country and goes to Major League Baseball games and catches home runs and foul balls. And, people will say that he does. Like, he takes baseballs away from kids. Like, that's what he does.
Dude.
But at the end of the day, like, he does... he claims he teaches kids how to catch. Like, he's like, what do you mean you teach kids how to get foul balls? You just fucking go to a game and stand there with a glove, and if you get it hit to you, you catch it. So he says that he like gives all the baseballs away that he ends up getting, but then he's posed with buckets and buckets and buckets of baseballs. Like he's collected thousands in his life.
more.
Like,
This is the problem. He has more baseballs than there are kids in the world. So it's like it does. You know what I'm saying? It's not his fault. He's the greatest of all time, Jared.
he's the greatest of all time at what he does. There's no doubt about it. But there's a lot of self-importance there. Anyways, he goes to Denver. He's at Coors, and he's in an area that you need a ticket if you are going to be there. And the usher was just doing his job, being like, "Hey, go sit in your seat." And he's fighting back on this. And then he makes a whole video about how he was mistreated by security at Coors Field. And it's like, no, dude, they just didn't give you preferential treatment. It had nothing to do with them treating you poorly. So then this dude, David Imondi, says, "You're not a fan. You're a 44-year-old loser who goes to baseball games to chase home run balls. Baseball games are supposed to be fun. Tools like you going there for your own agenda and taking home run balls away from children is part of the problem. And then Marcus Stroman said, facts. So that Zach Hampel responds and said, Dear Marcus, thank you for the ball that you threw me before game 2 of the 2016 ALDS in Arlington with a kissy face emoji. And then Stroman said, it's truly comical how much of a loser you are. Grown-ass man taking baseballs away from the youth and then making videos complaining about security doing their jobs. You're the definition of a clown. Zach Hampel says, it's truly sad how misinformed you are about me, but here's a challenge/invitation for you. When your career is done, or hell, this October, attend a game with me to see what I'm all about. I think you'll be truly stunned. Just need to keep an open mind. You down? And Stroman said, leaning towards no, but I'll consider it.
Well, what the fuck? No offense, but whatever happened to fucking Mr. Positivity Stroman? You know, anytime anyone says shit, blocks him and everything. Like, he's the guy who hates this more than anyone. Talking shit online, that's his whole thing. Don't talk shit, whatever, blah, 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 blah. He's kind of being a hater.
He's being a hater for sure, but I mean, I would say that most people are in the camp of being Zach Hampel haters.
Yeah, they are.
Like, you're defending the children here. Like, that's where I think Stroh's coming from, is you're defending because look, if you're going to tell me that you're enhancing my experience as a young kid at the ball game by handing me the ball, you know what I'm going to tell you? You know what would make my experience a little better, Zach?
If I could catch the fucking thing myself.
If I didn't have to fight you for the ball. Now, his response justifiably could be, well, what do you mean? I bought a ticket. I can be here just like you can be here. And, well, we all agree on that. You're right. But now we're talking about the experience at the game. And if I'm a 13-year-old kid standing shoulder to shoulder to you, Zach, and I go for the ball, and because you, the grown man, who's bigger than me, kind of nudges me out of the way, reaches over in front of me and catches it, and then hands me the ball, I hope you understand how my experience isn't as good as it possibly could have been. And you aren't really fulfilling much in that specific scenario. But if I'm not that 13-year-old kid standing directly next to you, and I'm the kid who's up in the third deck, and on the way out of the ballpark, you throw me the ball and light me up and make my day, well, then you know what? I don't know that you could have gone about it any better.
Good point.
That's exactly what you do. What I do is I take a baseball every day. Every day. Well, I take two because I have one just in my hand while I'm calling the game. And at some point in time throughout the game, I look down below the press box and I look for, I'm biased. I look for like a dad and his daughter. If it's just a dad and his daughter, or if it's parents with their little girl. And that's because I have daughters and I want them to love the game, and they do, and they will. And that's my approach, but it's not always to little girls. But the point is, I'm trying to give somebody a baseball just so that they can leave the park, because I know what that's going to do for them. And I think that's where Zach Hampel is coming from. So I can understand both sides, but you don't get to be the dude, Zach Hampel, who, when the whole world knew that you couldn't buy tickets and couldn't attend the Fort Bragg game that ESPN put on that I was at, and then you end up with tickets, and you're like, there's a lot of, there's a snail trail behind the dude. You know what I mean? It's just, there's an era of slime to him that I think people rightfully so feel. But at the same time, like Hampel saying, he's like, well, you know what? If I rob 7 homers from 7 little kids, but I give the other 3 homers to 3 little kids who couldn't get them, like, am I that bad of a dude? Am I that big of a slime bag? So you got to find, I don't know.
We, us YouTubers, got to stick together. I got to stick up for Mr. Hampel, because listen to me out. This whole notion that Mr. Hampel is pushing kids out of the way, fucking, This guy has so many haters, and then people hate this guy so much. If there was any video of him fucking doing that, it would be everywhere.
I mean, wouldn't people like? I would think that somebody would take it upon themselves to follow him around with a camera and just getting his. You know what I mean? Like I'm so over this dude doing this shit. Fuck it. I'm gonna fucking videotape him, and I'm gonna show the world his interaction. He can edit his fucking GoPros. He can edit all of his little videos all he wants. I'm going to nail him. I'm going to show the world. And that hasn't happened.
Nope. And this is what happens, dude. You want to be he's the best in the world. He's like Lance Armstrong. He's like Michael Jordan.
No, those are
like,
not even close.
He's
Just
like them. They're the best. Aren't they the best?
No,
they're the
he's
best.
not the best, though.
They have
He's
haters. Everyone called them assholes. Same shit.
I know a guy out here in the Bay Area, we call him the ball rat. He would fucking blow Zach Campbell out of the water.
Shut the front door, bro.
Guarantee you, out of the water. Out of the water. For the folks in the Bay Area who know Bay Area baseball and know who the ball rat is, please slide into the DMs of Joseph and let him know that the ball rat would snuff Zach Campbell out.
It's easy when you're in a stadium with 10 people in it. There's no competition. This guy's in sold out games, jumping over everybody.
And that makes him a guy who's there to enhance the experience of the fans he's jumping over, Joseph. That's unfortunate. Because those fans are probably 13-year-old kids looking to have a good time.
Collateral damage.
And they can't because Zach Campbell's there.
Collateral damage. Just like how Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the face, you know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't a good teammate in that moment, but got the most out of the team. He's enhancing the experience for the people at home watching on his YouTube channel.
So
they see
Zach
that,
Campbell
hey, I want to go to a game.
Little kids, he's just making them better in the long run. Is that what you're saying? Zach Campbell punking these kids now at the ballpark is going to turn into an army of Zach Campbells later. Is that what you want, Joey? Is that what you want? You want 300 people lining the gate at the home run derby going, hey, in reality, this is all for the kids behind me, all right? So just back the fuck off and let me get this ball.
Yeah, dude, if they're enthusiastic about the game, they're coming out, selling tickets, dude. Come on. He's showing the world why. Hey, that's a big thing about baseball. Why going to a game is so fun. It's trying to catch a ball. Zach Campbell's just a walking commercial for that.
I guess, yeah. I guess nothing says passion for the game like elbowing a prepubescent teen for a fucking home run derby ball.
Like I said, I need video evidence before I can even entertain a thought of such magnitude. I mean, these are accusations that are just way out there.
I'm not making them. These are just rumors.
No, you're just going on with everyone he says, you know, big mom mentality, fuck Zach Campbell. And I'm here to say, guys, chill. And he gives
Joey,
a lot
have
of
you
balls
had dinner with Zach Campbell?
No, but he commented on my video a couple videos ago. I said, thanks, dude.
Wow. That's why,
I read his book.
Why Joey right now, that's why Joey is his public defender right now, is because Zach Campbell
he commented on my video.
You want to stay out of Joey's crosshairs, just comment on his YouTube.
It's not that, dude. I read Zach Campbell's book, bro. I'm his biggest fucking fan. I know
Joey is a
everything
fucking
about
Hample
this guy.
stan. Oh,
I am a huge Hample. You guys gotta read his book.
Hample stan.
He's got a book that's all about the baseball, and I made a video about the baseball, and I'll be honest, that book helped a fuck ton, dude. A lot of cool little tidbits in there, dude. I read that. I can't say one bad thing about it.
About what?
About the baseball. In the old days, if you had to give the ball back, people sued for giving the ball back. People were getting killed. Like everything about the Barry Bonds ball that got caught.
Oh, you're talking about just those home. Oh, Jesus.
That's a lot of tidbits. I don't remember the book, dude. I can't give you a book report right now. A lot of cool tidbits.
Joey, Joey's got Zach Campbell as Robert Stack. If you guys don't know who that is, Robert Stack is the individual who hosted Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
That's now what Joey is essentially turning Zach Campbell into, is just breaking it down. All the mysterious balls that have been secured and where they are today. Do you know the backstory behind Bonds in 73? Well, we'll tell you. With Zach Campbell.
You know what? I respect someone getting obsessed with something so fucking stupid and small and pointless, and then turning it into a career, and then writing a book about it. You guys been doing this for 15 years at least. Like I've known about Zach Campbell forever since I was a kid. They would always put him on the fucking every news program is in this guy caught the most foul balls.
But like, what would happen if, like, is there anybody that want to make a little change? Anybody want to make a little change? Who wants to just outdo Zach Campbell? Who wants to follow Zach Campbell around to baseball games and
compete with him?
And compete with him.
I've thought about
Someone
that.
has to do that.
It's a great video idea, and you could totally sabotage.
Because I'm telling you right now, like if I followed Zach Campbell and was just at the games he was at and followed him where he was going to go, he ain't catching a single fucking ball. Not happening.
But he might throw hands. You be careful, bro.
Yeah, I just don't think that would happen. Like I don't. Well, I mean, not that I know the throw hands thing would happen, but I don't think like what. But let's say person X follows him around and does this. Like, what does what's the content look like, Joe?
It's going to be very similar to what happened this past weekend, where he's going to put a camera in your face and be like, "You're ruining the experience," blah blah blah, and then everyone's going to be mad at him on Twitter. You'd be a hero online for doing that, to try to sabotage Zach Campel. It's not right.
It's not sabotaging him.
It's not right.
It's not right.
You're not sabotaging him at all. It's like, no, it's
Listen,
like you're T-Mobile and you're watching AT&T just dominate. You're like, you know what? I'm fucking tired of that happening. I'm showing up. No, you need to use the phone here. I got a phone for you. Fuck that phone. Use this phone.
There's a code.
And now Zach's like, well, I hate the fact that you're giving him options.
There's a code, Dallas. There's a code. Ask anyone.
Capitalism is the code. Capitalism is the code.
So, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to catching the balls in the outfield, in the stands, there's unwritten rules. You wouldn't know about it. You play the game on the field. These guys play a whole different game, buddy. Whole different game. I think you'd be surprised. I think he might catch more balls than you.
That's an absolute no.
I interviewed Zach Campbell in like 2015, and it was literally the only guest in Section 10 history that Steve booked, and I was fucking miserable. Like, we have video of me like I'm like pretending to be interested in the interview, and I'm just like there's something about him. I just don't like it. I don't like it. And he can say his defenses of, I give the baseballs to kids after. It's like, all right, but like, we know that there are like tens of thousands that you didn't. Didn't he like get tickets to the military only game to try and get like a ball there or something like that? It's just like, I don't know. He just rubs me the wrong way.
Were you not here for that when I told that story?
No, I wasn't paying attention. You guys went on a tangent. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I don't like that. But anyways,
I got him out fly balling you, Jared. Deadliest. That's what we should call it. We'll do our own deadliest catch between you and Zach Campbell. Whoever catches the least amount of balls during the Derby has to. You got to go down the Bernie Brewer slide naked.
I just don't understand the sentiment. Like, that's an insult on Jared. It's saying like, oh, I bet if you played LeBron 1-on-1, you'd lose. It's fucking Zach Campbell. He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT, dude.
No, he's not. He's just a guy with a glove.
And Michael Jordan's just a guy with a ball.
Yeah,
that's what everybody is.
No. Michael Jordan had a team around him. He was a dominator and a facilitator. He did it all.
Yeah, and fucking Hampel does it by himself. And you think, go to his house. It's proof. 10 billion balls in there.
Hey, look. You were the best man in his wedding, Joe, and I'm not going to knock you for that. I don't need to go to Zach Campbell's house.
All right, fair enough.
You're
the probably aren't invited after this.
You're the godfather to his dachshund. That's fine.
After this, I don't think you're going to be invited, so we don't have to worry about that.
Well,
I don't think I'm a Zach Campbell hater. I think I'm more of like I'm not a fan. I'm more of a casual observer that has factual observations.
There's a Peter Pan vibe to this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. Yeah. If Zach Campbell had the type of personality that was like a charismatic guy, like let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, if he didn't,
then people wouldn't really care that much.
Come off like, if he didn't come off weaselly, it'd be different.
Yeah. You don't hate Zach Campbell because he fucking pushes kids out of the way. You kind of hate him because he seems kind of a dork. Let's be honest. It's
like if it were like, say, if you took Dallas and gave him Zach Campbell's life, I'd probably like him because I'd be like, this guy is fucking crazy.
Exactly. What did we just saw? Blooper fucking stiff arm a little fucking a 6-year-old to smithereens, and everyone's like, "This is awesome! Oh, look at Blooper."
He was 8.
Just fuck these kids up, and everyone's like, "Blooper, oh, awesome, dude, awesome, dude." Zach Campbell.
If you go back and watch the video, the stiff arm wasn't Derrick Henry-esque. It was just a little beep, just a little tap, though. Like, not now. Sorry, go home.
It's a grown man under the costume. He's probably jacked.
Blooper is very athletic under there.
Yep.
Blooper is he's an athlete,
and that's what Zach Campbell should do. Want people like you just start wearing a costume everywhere you go.
People can get away with it, I guess. Actually, no. Didn't they just fire someone?
I think that's exactly what Zach
Disney
Campbell should do. He should come up with a uniform and make himself noticeable, so people.
I think Zach Campbell should get a mascot costume of Zach Campbell, but be Zach Campbell under it.
I think he should get a gun. I think he should bring it to the games. Because I'd be worried if I was him. Because there's a lot of haters, man.
A lot of haters. I don't think that anyone has ever. He's never been in any like confrontations. Like there's never been someone from like he's pissed off a lot of people on the internet. I don't think that anyone's like come up to him and been like,
well, I mean, what are you gonna do? Like you're gonna get physical with this guy? Come on, what the fuck?
I feel like he's pissed off a lot of people. Has he not?
Oh yeah.
But can you not control yourself where you're not fucking fighting some guy at the fucking?
He goes out to the bleachers, Dallas. The bleachers at any ballpark is a very dangerous place to be if you're not welcome.
No, well, for sure. Like what I'm saying is, as a patron, I don't. And look, Jared, a lot of my friends, that's where they watch the baseball games from, and that's where we watch the games from growing up. And yeah, we all know what goes down in the bleachers. Like there's shit, yeah. But you can't be fucking fighting at the baseball game.
No one.
You don't be that person. Don't be that
guy
fighting at a pro sports event. And I get it that sometimes, look, you get bumped, someone throws a punch, and you're like, well, I'm not just going to stand here like a cocksucker and get hit for no fucking, like someone's fucking pain. Okay, hey, whatever. But yeah, can we not pursue Zach Campbell and try to?
I don't think anyone's done that. I'm just saying I'm surprised.
Well,
just surprised that there's never been like a physical altercation
and you know
with someone
what? Honestly,
that really pisses people
to
off.
Joey's point, if he has done that and pissed somebody off to that extent where somebody's hauled off and socked this fool in the face, I got to believe that he's made a video about that or he's said something about that. He doesn't strike me as the individual that would just, let bygones be bygones and be like, you know what? I bumped him. I got a little loud. He popped me. I don't need to press charges. Like I got Zach Campbell hiring a fucking team of attorneys trying to.
Do you think if I went out into like the middle of the bleachers at Yankee Stadium that I'd be in danger?
Not unless you reacted. And that's like, you got to know, like, and what I'm saying is 70-30, you're probably getting something thrown at you. How are you going to react to that? And how are you going to react?
I would beat the fuck out of everyone out there.
Out of who?
Everyone. I'll just start
turn
swinging
around and go, who the fuck threw that? And five of the biggest people in that area are waiting.
The biggest dude out there.
Moment, and they're going to stand up and go, we did.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, all right. And then I'd beat the fuck out of all of them.
Yeah,
throw
and then
them
you
down
would
the
wake
stairs.
up and you'd be like, all right, as soon as I dust this dirt off from the warning track, because I just got thrown
Dallas,
over the fucking wall.
It's not the 90s anymore. It's not the 90s anymore. Everyone in the bleachers, everyone in the bleachers out there are a bunch of pussies. And at most, they might say something, but they're not about that life. I would beat the shit out of everyone.
You just called everybody in the Bronx Zoo a fucking pussy.
Pussy.
And you will beat the shit out of all of them.
At the same time, yeah.
At the same time. Yeah, you should be fine. Who cares? Here in the bleachers. You should be fine.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a playoff game out there.
Well, no, I mean, if you're going to be running your mouth out there, Jared, I got a family.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say. I don't have to. I got.
Well, I think
I
you
got
said
two
enough
microphones right here. If someone wants to fucking say something in one of these,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you might be doing a solo show that night.
So you're a pussy too. I'll beat the shit out of you too if you come on the bleachers. Me and Jake will go. We don't care.
Now you're going to fight Jake.
No, I'm not going to fight Jake. I'll protect Jake.
Now you call Jake a pussy?
Damn.
Nah, Jake's
Now
just
Jake
Jake's a
needs protection?
pacifist. Jake's
Oh,
a pacifist.
Got it.
He's a kind soul.
You and Terrence Mann, Jake.
Jake's a pacifist that he's just going to be out there drinking blue moons. He's not trying to fight no one. He's just like,
Move
hey,
me, Jake.
I got a blue moon in this hand. I got a blue moon in that. He can't fight people when he's got blue moons in his hands. That's the
Double
thing.
moon.
He's not going to put them down. They might get spilt. So he's just going to watch me beating ass out there in the bleachers.
Jake's just going to
Just
drink
sipping
those
on his
moons
blue moons.
responsibly.
Yeah. Yeah, because baseball and beer go hand in hand.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And Blue Moon is the perfect stadium companion with its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, iconic orange slice ritual, and authentic ballpark roots. In fact, Blue Moon was born at a ballpark, first created at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado. From the first pitch to extra innings, a Blue Moon guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience every time. Like I said, Yankee Stadium this October, me and Jake will be out there. We'll have a couple Blue Moons. And if anyone wants to get their ass beat, let us know. But we'll be the two dudes holding Blue Moons in both hands this October at a Yankee Stadium bleacher seat near you. From its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander, Blue Moon Belgian White is a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something that's one of a kind? Best served with a signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful hazy color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Break out of your same old beer slump. Blue Moon Belgian White is one of a kind every time. Get Blue Moon Belgian White delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/rocket. To see your delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/rocket. Blue Moon made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Ale.
Hey, Jake, I need my headphones.
All right, I'll allow it.
You couldn't hear us?
It can't. It like stopped.
Yeah, I can't change it while we were recording.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh dear.
Oh, God.
Goodness gracious heavens.
Well, Dallas is trying to figure out his headphones. Maybe I'll just, tell you about trade. Joe, you a coffee guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's your go-to coffee? Do you make it yourself?
Yeah.
What's your go-to?
I make iced coffee and
Oh, you're an you're not a hot coffee guy.
well, I make both.
You make both.
I get
Well, let me tell you about Trade Coffee.
I'd love
It's a
to
coffee
know more.
subscription service unlike anything that you've ever tried before because they partner with top independent roasters to freshly roast and send the best coffees in the country direct to your home on your preferred schedule. There's no gimmicks. Your trade experience can be as simple or sophisticated as you want. You can quickly select from curated collections by roast, flavor profile, brewing method, and more. Their team experts do all the work, taste testing hundreds of coffees from across the U.S. every single month. They curate from over 450 exceptional coffees that make the cut. Or if you wanted something curated just for you, Joe, then what you got to do is you take this minute little survey, complete Trade Coffee's questionnaire, and you'll be expertly matched with your perfect coffee, and a fresh bag of beans will be on its way.
And that makes all the difference. It's really, the beans make a huge difference.
It does. People don't understand. It's like a fingerprint.
Mm-hmm.
What, the beans?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you have a coffee that's literally made for you by experts.
Yeah, the coffee is extremely intricate. Coffee, like wine, I mean, you got to gear it towards your buds, man, towards your spuds.
Yeah, you can't just be like, I'll have one coffee, please. It's like, no.
Yeah, if you do that, you're a fucking asshole. You're an idiot. Like,
You're an idiot.
do the test.
That's kind of aggressive. I don't know that you're an idiot, but you could probably make better decisions, Joe.
You can make better decisions.
Well, it starts with that
Isn't that the
decision. Like, you
definition
make
of
a
what an
decision
idiot
like
is?
that,
A person who makes poor decisions?
I don't know what you said, but my point was, like, if you're doing that every day, like, it's just gonna ruin your life, because it's just like that small decision that's wrong. It's gonna, pile up, and it's just, you're gonna be a person no one wants to even hang out with or talk to. You're gonna get no pussy. I mean, it's just.
I agree.
Do the test. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I feel that. And Trade is the easiest way to get your very best tasting coffee delivered fresh when you need it. You've got nothing to lose, because Trade guarantees you will love your first bag. And if not, they'll work to replace it for free with you. So if you want to support small business and brew the best cup of coffee you've ever made at home, it's time to try Trade Coffee. And right now, Trade is offering our listeners a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/dead. That is drinktrade.com/dead for $30 off your subscription to the best coffees in the country. The country, dude. Jeez. Can we talk about Josh Hader for a second?
Oh, man.
Yeah, something's up. Something's up with Josh Hader. Something is up with Josh Hader. So last night, San Diego Padres, you would think, hey, the Kansas City Royals, this is the perfect opportunity to get Hader some work against a team that fucking sucks. I mean, this team blows. He goes a third of an inning, 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks. How? None of them are homers either. This is just like bing, 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 bing all over the fucking field. So this all started about a month and change ago. Josh Hader comes out to pitch against the Minnesota Twins on July 13th. He gives up 3 earned runs on 2 hits, one of them a homer, does not record an out. 2 days later, San Francisco Giants, an identical outing to the one that he just had last night. 1 out recorded, 5 hits, 3 homers, 6 earned runs. And then he gets traded to the San Diego Dads. First couple outings, scoreless. Okay. All right. He's fixed. Over his last 5 appearances with the San Diego Padres, he's managed to record 8 outs, 2 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 12 earned runs, 1 homer, 7 walks. His ERA is 40.5.
Jesus
Opponents are
Christ.
hitting .647 with a 1656 OPS against him, slugging .941. 941. Last night, he gave up 6 earned runs. He had an appearance against the Nats where he gave up 3 earned runs without recording an out. And then he had another blow up against the Giants, 3 earned runs while getting 2 outs. So, I mean, he's since becoming a Padre, he's pitched in 7 games. 4 of them are scoreless. But the ones that those 3 that he's given up runs in, they've been big time blowups.
Yeah, so wait, you're saying he pitched 8 games? Oh, in 5 games, he pitched
in 7 games.
how many innings?
4 2/3.
Damn. And it's against the Nationals twice and the Royals.
The Rockies, the Guardians. I mean, the Royals are the team that got him the worst.
And the sad part is like they moved him to the out of the closer role. Came against Cleveland, 1 inning, 3 strikeouts, struck out the side,
Yeah.
perfect
Strike out the side.
frame.
Yeah.
He's back. comes back and boom.
Boom.
And then
Here's well, go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna ask you like what it is. I mean, I guess people are saying it's like a release point thing. It's like a control issue. And I mean, is that like something that's easy or hard to fix?
It's never necessarily one thing. There can be glaring things and there can be little fixes that come along the way. And sometimes those things are linked where you fix a little thing and it ends up impacting a major issue that you had.
We got breaking news. Breaking news. The Dodgers have placed Tony Gonsolin on the injured list with a right forearm strain, retroactive to August 26th.
No.
If that's, I mean, right forearm, Dallas, you know, that's no bueno. You never want to hear right forearm strain for a pitcher.
God damn it.
That's a big blow to the Dodgers.
Come on.
Yeah, that's a big blow to the Dodgers. Let's table that. Let's put a pin in Gonsolin. We'll finish Hader. But when we come back to Gonsolin, that is not good for the Dodgers. Anyways, back to the Hader.
That sucks. The Hader thing, though, Joe, it's small things can help unlock or fix deficiencies that are a part of or leading to a bigger problem. And sometimes that can right the ship. It can be as detailed as, pitch usage, pitch selection. Are we just throwing shit up there? Do we have a game plan with it? Frankly, today your stuff has to be elite. And Hader has that elite fastball. Is that slider elite? If you're going to be a 2-pitch guy, like, going to need both those to be wipeouts. If you don't command your secondary pitch, I think we're starting to see guys, and I'm seeing this, just what guys are just not even going to offer at it. Like, I'm not like, you can throw it for a strike. That's fine. I don't think you're going to throw it for a strike 2 out of 3 times. And if you do, I think I'm hitting that second one. So that means you got to come correct with the fastball. And if you're not commanding the fastball either, well, now not only am I looking for one pitch, but I'm looking for that one pitch in one spot. And if I get it there, you are fucked. And right now we're in a spot where if you put it there, Hader's getting hammered. And if he doesn't, well, there's traffic and the number gets bigger. The inning snowballs. And like, these are big league average. First pitch strike rate for guys coming out of the bullpen, 60%. First pitch strike, 60% of the time. Josh Hader is throwing a first pitch strike 51% of the time. Just barely more than half the time. Not ideal. Fastball command, so fastball, cutter, shit like that. Like, how are you commanding the fastball? Again, big league average, guys coming out of the bullpen, 66%. Where's Josh Hader living? 62%. And you're thinking, well, that's just a 4% difference. And that makes all the difference in leverage situations. When numbers are helping dictate and formulate the game plans against late, high leverage relievers, these are numbers that you pay attention to, because you might be someone who's just looking to pick out a single pitch. And you might be someone who doesn't want to get to somebody's secondary shit. So if you're finding out that not only is he not landing the breaking ball for strikes with frequency, but the fastball is getting sprayed as well, you go from looking for the heater to looking for the heater in your fucking honey hole. And when you get it, bad things happen for the guy throwing the baseball. And right now, that's Josh Hader. Extended at bats. Those are a problem for guys in late inning situations. That's another thing. 3 pitches or less. How do those plate appearances look for Josh Hader? Well, for the average reliever, 43% of their plate appearances are 3 pitches or less. For Josh Hader, they're 32%. 32%. Not great. 4 pitches or less. Big league average, 62%. For Josh Hader, 54%. That's just not enough. And so now you start to get into release point. And then you really start to get into mechanical adjustments. Has the extension changed? Perceived velocity. That's what that impacts. Where's he letting the ball go in conjunction to where he was letting it go when he was successful? Like, these are all things that I got to believe their analytical teams not got to believe. I know this is the shit they need to be looking at. So
I've seen what people are saying is that it's his release point. It's like his release point, I think, is like significantly lower, and you can like see it. It's like obvious. And I don't know how hard or easy that is to fix.
So what that does then, and I mean, let me see if I can try to do this real time here. What that does is that changes the entire profile of your pitches, the depth, the life of your pitches, vertical movement, horizontal movement. You know, like, is the ball holding plane? Which, when you tell me right now that his arm slot is dropping, I instantly think about balls flattening out. And so for a guy who, I'm going to give you this angle, for a guy who throws a fastball that holds its plane, he starts to drop his arm slot and starts to work under the ball. That ball starts to flatten out and is going to not hold its plane as long. So that could be an issue as well. And now a ball that he is getting, what they say, you know, what we call on top of, and again, there's different cues for a lot of different shit. But if he's not on top of this baseball and finishing the baseball the way he was prior, well, that ball is just not going to do what it's been doing. It's not going to have the life on it. And hitters, big league hitters, you give them 2 looks at that, it's fucking over.
So that's like just like a feel thing for him, right? I guess. Because he's definitely aware it's his release point.
Yeah, it's a feel thing for him, but
I guess it's not as simple as just being like throw it.
This is where your pitching coach, this is where your data team has to be on their shit and has to be able to communicate with the guy. Hey, what are you feeling? Let's get in the lab. Let's take a look. Let's do some assessing here. Let's take a look at the kinetic chain, see if there's a breakdown or if there's any differentiation there. Like, I don't want to call it an easy fix because it's not an easy fix, but it's fuck. Why are we like, what the? I don't know. I feel like there's got to be an effort being made here.
There's definitely.
What are you fucking laughing at? Jared, what are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing at anything.
You're frozen.
I'm not. You're frozen. You
frozen
fucking idiot.
This whole time. You're like showing the release point and shit. We can't see it.
Oh, really?
But like, I mean,
we can feel it though.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
No, you're painting a beautiful
frozen.
picture right now.
Well, people watch this shit on YouTube.
That's the funny part.
They can
they can see that. You're not frozen for them. Yeah. I think.
Maybe not. I don't think so.
Not frozen for them.
It was just frozen.
Not frozen for them, Dallas.
That's why we didn't say anything. We're looking out for the viewers. They're looking at. Yeah, you know, it's awesome.
We didn't want to interrupt the flow.
Okay, cool. But yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of different things that could be factoring into this recent like lack of success. But like I said,
what if he's constipated?
It's not an easy fix in the
onset.
You're
going way too analytical right now. What if, did anyone ask him that?
I feel like once you start to peel the layers back, you're gonna find your answers. What the fuck are you guys laughing at?
I'm gonna play the Chan Ho Park clip because not a lot of people are asking that question to Josh Hader. Are you constipated? And
I was sick. What? I had a lot of diarrhea. That's what you want to know?
The manager said you were sick.
Yeah, I had a lot of diarrhea.
No.
See, not everyone is like Chan Ho Park, who would just come forward with that information unprompted. Is there someone in the Padres clubhouse asking Josh Hader if he's constipated, if he has diarrhea? If he's had diarrhea for the last month, that explains a lot.
I mean, it explains the whole team because it could be something that they're serving in the clubhouse. Because every time they get a player, they suck, even with the best players. They probably have diarrhea.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Because I tweeted the stat this morning. Since Juan Soto made his Padres debut on August 3rd, Manny Machado and Juan Soto combined are hitting 335 with a 1024 OPS. And for the record, most of that is Manny Machado. Manny Machado has outperformed Juan Soto since Juan Soto became a Padre. The rest of the team is hitting 223 with a 639 OPS. And the Padres are 10-13 since the trade.
That will not get it done.
Especially not against the Dodgers, who I believe, what is it? Their magic number to clinch the division is 16. Is it the division or a playoff spot?
I would think it's probably the division.
The Dodgers' magic number is 16. Yeah, I retweet. Yeah, okay. The magic number to clinch the NL West, not just a playoff spot, but to clinch the NL West is 16. It is August 29th.
Yeah, they've scored almost 100 more runs than the New York Yankees.
That's crazy.
That's unfucking believable.
I mean, look at Trace Thompson. Trace Thompson's like the best player in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Dude,
that was a bad trade, right?
He would have sucked. I don't even remember what team he was on before the Dodgers. He would have sucked for them. It's only because he's on the Dodgers.
White Sox?
Yeah, that's if it was the White Sox, he would be. I mean, yeah, that proves my point. Anyone on the White Sox, it's
Trace
something the
Thompson.
Dodgers doing. They have something going on in there. I don't know if
Dodgers
it's clock the
juggernaut.
ball or corked bats, but it's one or the other.
Oh, really?
It can only be two things.
I don't think it's either one of those. I think it's just a lot of good players kicking the shit out of everybody.
He's
God.
been around.
Who?
He's been around. He was originally in the
He's former Oakland A. Don't forget about that.
yeah, he was originally in the Todd Frazier trade. Cincinnati Reds trading Todd Frazier to the White Sox. He's been on the Dodgers before. Selected off waivers by the Yankees from the Dodgers. Selected off waivers by the A's from the Yankees. Traded by the A's to the White Sox for a player to be named later, a Cash. Signed as a free agent by the Indians at the time. Released by the Indians. Signed as a free agent by the D-backs. Purchased by the Cubs. Granted free agency. Signed as a free agent with the Padres. Granted free agency. Signed as a free agent with the Tigers. Purchased by the Dodgers from the Tigers.
It's insane. That just proves that it's voodoo magic what the Dodgers have. He's on all these teams suck, and he's not even good enough to be on the roster. The best team in baseball picks him up, and now he's right now. I don't know if he's the best.
He's hitting
hitter, but
297, 384 on base, 563 slug for a 946 OPS.
Yeah, fuck 946.
A 158 OPS plus.
Yep. Wasn't even good enough to be on the Cubs. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The Dodgers are something's going on.
He's 31. Like I heard someone talking to him the other day. They're like, "Oh, was he like where was he in their system?" I was like, "He wasn't. he was about to be in the fucking Star Market system in about 3 weeks if the Dodgers didn't use their voodoo magic on him."
Yeah, he was drafted in 09.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is he older than Clay?
Yeah.
Is he the older brother?
I don't know. How old is he? He's 31?
He's Tristan Thompson's brother.
Yeah. Yeah, look how old Tristan Thompson is, so we know.
31 years old. He'll be 32 by opening day next year. That's crazy. Good for him. I love a good success story, even if it is for the Dodgers, who I don't hate, but it's kind of just like I'm not a Dodgers hater, but when a team has that much success for that elongated of a period, it's like, it's kind of hard to be like, yay, more success for you.
Yeah. You I don't want to say you get used to it, but
I respect it. I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah, you respect
Yeah.
You know what, Jared? You asked this question at the beginning of the podcast,
Mhm.
and this came across late last night. This happened late last night. But I think it's glaringly obvious what is the biggest topic today in baseball.
What's that?
The fact that we're talking about unionization
Ooh, yeah.
for minor league players
Mm-hmm. It's about damn
That-
time.
is a huge little bit of news to come across all of our desks.
Mm-hmm.
That is monumental.
Can you explain what that means for minor leaguers to people that have not played minor league baseball? Like, why do they need it? Why is it so important? And what is going to change because it exists?
Well, because if you remember, our government actually created a rule, created a law, or made minor league baseball players a part of the Labor Exemption Act, the Save America's Pastime Act. Just I've said this before. Think about what that bill is called. Save America's Pastime Act.
Sounds great. I
When
don't
you
see the
say
problem.
that,
Sounds awesome.
you think you think you're trying to save something. You're trying to help something, right? Well, what that did was effectively remove minor league players from the group of people in our country who, if you work a minimum 40-hour work week, you absolutely deserve a minimum wage, a livable wage at the very least. Well, that's not what minor leaguers are afforded. It's just not. And so our government removed minor league baseball players from the group of people who would be rewarded a minimum wage salary based on the amount of hours they work in a week. So baseball players, sorry, you don't get it. Minor league players have zero representation. They're not represented by anybody, by themselves. They're a seasonal employee who government officials now are trying to tell us that minor league players need to just be happy with the opportunity they have to learn and refine a certain set of skills that could potentially pay them money down the line. So they need to just be thankful that they have that opportunity. That is the response when minor league players have said, we need to be paid more so that we can survive in the offseason. And we need to be paid more so that we can train our bodies and prepare our bodies for the rigors of a season. But we don't have any of that available to us. And I can't go do other things because I'm under contract with this team. So you tell me how they're helping save this pastime. What's happening here? So now for the first time, what has happened is there were cards sent out sort of explaining what is happening right now. If there is a moment in time right now that minor league players are going to be able to plant their flag, dig in, and go after what it is they feel they deserve, which we know they deserve, the time is now. That was the messaging. And how many of you at this moment in time are willing to take up this fight? And that was done in a way where it's private. That information's not going to get out. And so we're at the moment in time where we're going to see some real movement on this front. And it has been a long time coming.
Well, it has been a long time coming. A lot has been made about the minor league wages. It's a step in the right direction. I think, in a way, would you agree or disagree that social media has almost helped in a great way to forward the progress of the way that minor leaguers are treated and the way that things are handled by in the minor leagues? Because I think before they didn't even have a voice. Like there was no way to know all the things that were happening in the minors and things that they needed as a group. No one knew. No one gave a shit because we didn't hear about it. And no one was writing stories about it. The media wasn't helping. The media wasn't like, hey, let me write a story on how shitty it is in the minors. But now I think that has changed. And because that has changed, there has been progress. And here we are on the doorstep of the minor leaguers having their own union, which is about damn time.
Oh, man. It's, it is there. Jared, this has been so long time a coming. This has been a lot of effort, a lot of work in the making for a very long time. And I mean, I've been privy to these conversations and to this effort for a very long time. And what I like about it is, and this is true, you don't ever hear about stuff like this happening until you are in a position to make a move. Right? Like you're not going to show your hand. The rumblings of what's going on, like that's not going to be ever present. You're not going to put anybody on notice that this is what's going on. So it's just,
this is going to be like, this is not going to fall under Tony Clark, right? This is going to be a new Tony Clark, essentially.
What do you mean? Oh, well,
like
no,
the head of like the minor league players union, or is it just like the players union? It falls under the players.
Well, this is all new territory. This is all things that have to get worked out. And this is,
yeah, because Tony Clark is like the head of the players union, not the major league players union.
Well, and the impact that this can have is what you got to be careful about. You know, does one group now start to become a competitor for another group, if that makes sense? Because you're going to bat for the major leaguers, for the big leaguers, and you want them to be taken care of. And maybe, just maybe, there could be some impact on how the minor leaguers are taken care of and compensated, and, you know, what they're guaranteed or what they could be due. And that could start to impact what happens at the big league level or what's guaranteed. It's so fresh. It's so new. It's uncharted territory. And it's exciting because you'd like to think that there's going to be a bigger impact at the lower levels where livable wages and really just a livable environment is going to be more present than ever. But I think there's a lot more at stake here than just saying, all right, minor leaguers are represented now. What does that mean, though? What does that mean? Because we're seeing, you know, like the call-up rule, the option rule. You know, you've been able to be optioned as many times as you want. As many times as a team wanted, they could send you up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down in a year. And it counts as one option. Well, now you can only be called up and down 5 times. 5 times can you be called up and down. And there's some discrepancy there, whether you're the extra player for the doubleheader or blah, blah, blah. So that changes. Now, maybe it's stuff like that that's impacted because the minor league players now have a say, right? Because I don't know if it was at the very beginning of Baseball is Dead or at the end of our other show, but I said, Jared, this is coming a lot sooner than you think, because what if? Just what if? Think about today. What if today, across all minor league baseball, the players just said, nope. No. No, I'm not going out there. Not going to do it. And the guys in Biloxi, Mississippi, they're on the same fucking page. So are the kids in Arizona. So are the kids down in Florida at all of the complexes. That's right. Make your calls. Take your 5 minutes to talk to all of your heads of personnel across the entire organization. And they're going to report back to you what we're telling you right now is that every kid from A-ball to AAA ain't putting on the uniform today. And we ain't going to do it until you come correct. What would happen? Major league owners would shit their fucking pants. Because who do you think you're going to sign to fill your roster spot when shit hits the fan? Because this is August. What if this happened at the beginning of August? And the transactions that you're seeing teams go through, they can only do that because they have players available. If those players aren't putting on their spikes and aren't taking their bat and glove out to the ballpark, who the fuck you bringing up? I thought so. And this is what Major League Baseball has been so afraid of, is that these guys actually understand the power of their voice. They actually realize that that's right, we have the fucking power. We possess the fucking power. Not these suits in New York. Fuck them. That's not who's running this show now. And the players are finally feeling that power. But what I want to happen is I want these groups to get together and try to continue to make progress. I don't want an ugly shitstorm of jockeying for power and like we go through that a lot. I think this is a great opportunity for folks to kind of like the Mariners and Julio Rodríguez's camp to say, we have an opportunity to go about this differently than we have in the past. Can we all agree to try to find a way to just make progress every time we sit down and talk, as opposed to one of us trying to gain a power position by the end of the conversation? Can we do that? Because if we can do that, then I think we're going to do our sport the biggest justice that's been due for a long time.
Love that. It's overdue. Dallas, we have to talk about something.
What do you want to talk about?
There's something that needs to be addressed.
Okay. That's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not taking away anything.
Sounds like you're already starting to, but that's fine.
I'm not taking away anything from the season that Paul Goldschmidt is having. I'm not.
Well, it definitely sounds like you're trying to.
Hold on.
You're already trying to. You're already peeling,
No.
peeling at him.
No, I'm not. Paul Goldschmidt leads the National League in wins above replacement. 6.9.
Yep.
Do you know who's second?
My guess would be Nolan Arenado.
It is Nolan Arenado.
Okay.
Do you know what his wins above replacement is?
I don't. What'd you say Goldie's was? 6.9?
6.9.
Nice. 6.8.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, it is. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't realize that because everyone is busy sucking off Paul Goldschmidt.
Because he's been doing it the whole year. That's why.
Hey,
he's been doing it.
It
hasn't stopped.
Hey,
it hasn't stopped.
Doesn't matter. The fact that he still got there with taking off the month of May is even more impressive. Nolan Arenado has accumulated essentially the same exact production that Paul Goldschmidt has. So I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm not telling you that Paul Goldschmidt doesn't deserve the National League MVP award. But what I am saying is that Nolan kind of deserves it too. He does. He does.
Nolan deserves to be in the conversation, Jared. Nolan absolutely deserves to be in the conversation. He is the conversation. No, that is not even close to
actually,
being
you know what? Didn't Goldie suck in April?
Jared, what's the OPS plus? Just give me that number right now. I would bet my left testicle right now that he's probably got Nolan beat by 20 points.
Look
it up. Give me the numbers. Come on.
Hold on.
OPS
The weighted
plus.
Hold on.
I'm not asking OPS
Shut up.
plus. I want
Shut up.
OPS
The
plus.
weighted runs created
Don't care.
plus
Don't care.
is
Don't care.
194 for Goldschmidt and 162 for Nolan.
Say that again.
194 to 162.
162 for Nolan Arenado. 72, 82, 92, 93, 94. So is that 30? That's over 30 points higher. Jared?
Yeah, that's one stat though.
Give me the OPS plus. The one that I asked for.
You're gonna make me fucking.
Because you picked your stat that Goldie shit on. Now pick the one that I asked for.
What?
Kids are waiting.
I don't know where it is.
No, you sure? Do I need to look it up?
Sure. I can't find it.
Oh, you want me to look
They
it up?
don't make it. They don't make it easily available on Fangraphs.
I'll tell
I
you.
don't see. It's on Baseball Reference, but I'd have to look at 2 pages.
It's a Goldschmidt's got 199,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
and Nolan Arenado has 166.
Still, both very good. Both very good.
One,
but
would it be fair to say one significantly better than the other?
you know what though, Dallas? Here's the thing.
I'm
If
right.
you're gonna suck,
weird.
hold on, my turn.
No,
My
hold it.
turn. If you're gonna suck off Shohei for being able to pitch and also hit in your defense against Aaron Judge, who only hits.
Oh, I got a
now you're only
conversation.
going to use hitting when Nolan's the better defender.
Time out. You are not. You're not doing that right now. I don't want to have to do this to you right now.
Yeah.
Are you going to make me do this to you right now?
You're in the case of Shohei Ohtani versus Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is like we're talking about 60 something home runs. Everyone's talking about his offense, and then you're like, oh, Shohei's offense, but also he pitches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in the case of Nolan versus Goldschmidt, you're just dismissing his elite defense. In an MVP case, you've only cited offense, which is completely against everything that you use in your Shohei versus Judge argument. So if I'm using defense as my counter here, because also Nolan has great offense as well, but the defense is way better. I don't know. It just sounds a little hypocritical, Dallas. That's all I'm saying.
You're trying to apply Nolan Arenado's platinum level defensive prowess.
Yep.
In a conversation where Paul Goldschmidt, in his own right, Jared, a very, very good defender.
Yeah, but not as good as Nolan.
I don't understand.
Not as good as Nolan.
Oh, because he doesn't have a platinum glove? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're
Not
talking,
as
how many
good.
fucking gold gloves does Goldie have? Goldie's
You're
got
only
3 or 4.
using offense as your argument here.
No,
I mean,
no,
we're
I'm
talking
not.
about the
No.
MVP. Dallas,
You're trying
define
to
the
incorporate
V.
defense.
Define the
to
V.
incorporate
What is the V? Paul Goldschmidt, his defensive metrics are not good this year.
Terrible.
Not good at all. Negative 13.1, and Nolan is at 12.9.
It's because Nolan's throwing shit over in the dirt, and Goldie's got to try to.
Okay.
It's
all right.
But
I'm just saying,
look,
I'm
dude,
just
but that's
saying
honestly,
defense is the equalizer here.
But that's more impressive for Goldschmidt to even have a WAR that's 6.9
That high.
while still like having
Sucking
the
at
awful
defense.
metrics on defense.
Yeah, and apparently, if he's such a liability defensively, to Joey's point, you have to now value the offense even more than what the numbers tell you, Jared. That's just simple math.
I mean, I'm going to go back to a point that I just made. I'm not saying that Goldschmidt's not the MVP. I'm just saying that Nolan is right up his fucking ass.
I would say what's unfortunate is that Nolan has required so much help on the defensive side that, I mean, I don't want to call him a liability offensively, Jared, but unfortunately, if you look at what Goldschmidt has done, it's really taken, otherworldly defensive efforts from Nolan at this point in time just to kind of break even with what Goldie's done basically solely offensively. So if Nolan could quit throwing balls in the dirt and making my guy look bad, then, I don't think we're even having this conversation.
Terrible. So would you acknowledge that there is a threat of Nolan taking votes away from Goldie being on the same team, allowing Marcus Lynn Betts to enter the conversation?
Yes, because I acknowledge that at the very beginning of Nolan's, it's not a hot streak because he's
that good.
Nolan's being Nolan right now. Like, this is, you know, come on, we know the dude, we love the dude. So I always factored in him being a problem for Goldie. And I didn't think Goldie was going to separate himself the way he has. And you just, again, like if your only argument is always going to be war, then I don't ever want to hear, and I'm not saying this to you specifically, Jared, just anybody. If it's always going to be that, then do you understand that you don't ever need to ever use any other numbers? Ever. Like, I don't care how many homers he hit. I don't care how many strikeouts he had. I don't care how many doubles. I don't care about the K per nine. I don't care about any of that. If all you're going to do is cite WAR, then none of those other numbers matter, because you're telling me that none of those other numbers matter. Because if there's leaders in those categories and you want to ignore those and you just want to go back to it, then let's just go back to that. So if that were the case, which I'm not saying that you're making that argument, but if that were the case, then there is no conversation to be had, because the 0.9, the 10th of a point, separates the two. 6.9, 6.8, winner Goldie. But I'm not here for that, because I don't like that. I like to have the conversation about the value of the production and blah, because those are baseball conversations. The 6.9, 6.8, that's two fucking people who have no idea what they're actually watching, relying on a statistic that is wholly inaccurate, in my opinion, and doesn't do enough to truly value the player. So that's how I look at this whole thing. But the Judge thing, like the Shohei thing, here's my point. One, the Shohei fatigue is very, very real. Moving on from that, let's talk about the specific argument that was made for Aaron Judge this season. This season, the argument was this team is on a historical run, and he himself is chasing a historical benchmark in the American League home run record, as well as the Yankee home run record. So if neither one of those things happen, and that was the basis, that was the very foundation for the MVP argument for Judge, if neither one of those things happen, which the Yankees, they're not breaking the franchise record for wins, they're not breaking the single season record in baseball for wins, that's not happening. And Aaron Judge is not guaranteed to hit 62 home runs. He's on pace to hit 63, I believe. So if neither one of those things come to fruition, where are we at on the Aaron Judge conversation now when it comes to the MVP? Oh, now you want to start getting into numbers. Now you want, well, Aaron Judge has accumulated more WAR. Do you want to say that in front of a group of people who understand what it would be like to have a guy like Shohei Ohtani pitch the way he is and hit the way he is? You really want to be the guy who takes just the guy who's producing offensively in that case? If you want to,
I don't think anyone, no one's arguing this. What are you talking about? No one's arguing Judge and Shohei Ohtani anymore.
No, I was saying
yes, they are.
The difference.
Just Yankee fans. Yankee fans, and everybody.
I think Judge. I heard he's the betting favorite right now. Judge in Vegas. Check Vegas.
That's probably that's like a value thing, though. Like you're trying to. I mean, if you gun to your head, it's like, yeah, like who are you picking? Like everyone's picking Shohei.
I hope so, but I don't know if that's the case.
Even Yankee fans, like if you were to like flip flop teams, if Shohei was doing this on the Yankees and Judge was doing this for the Angels, then Yankee fans would be like, how the fuck you not going to vote for Shohei? He pitches and he hits. He does great.
Well, of course. But I mean, if Vegas is saying that Aaron Judge is the favorite, then you got to assume that.
Let's remember, it was unanimous last year. Nobody thought anybody else was deserving of a first place vote. That's how clear cut it was. Yeah. Even after the
voters also
that
get sick of voting for guys too. Like Pedro, like the year that Barry Zito won the Cy Young Award, he shouldn't have. Pedro should have. They were just sick of Pedro. Like eventually they'll get sick of fucking Shohei the same way that they got sick of Mike Trout in the same way. Just happens.
How can
That's
they get
what's
sick of
sickening.
Shohei? How can you get sick of Shohei?
Mm.
Yeah. If he doesn't win, I mean, hey, we'll have to see what the numbers are at the end of the season. But if they rob Shohei of the MVP, I might have to talk to somebody.
Who are you going to talk to?
Anyone, dude. Because I think Dallas is making a good point, and Jared, you dismiss it, is the Shohei fatigue. Because 100%.
I didn't dismiss it. I fucking introduced it.
Okay, whatever. I take it back. You don't dismiss it. You're a great guy.
Thanks.
But like, if Shohei had the season he had last year, and then had the season he had last year, this year, it doesn't make sense.
No, that makes total sense to me. Like,
I'm saying, if he had the same season, if he had the season he had this year, last year, and then had the same season as he had, like the same 2 seasons in a row, it would be, everyone would say it was him. But since he had set the bar so high for himself, and there's no one to compare him to,
yeah. If the seasons were flip flopped, where Vlad did what he did last year, and Shohei did this year, or you just took this year and transplanted it to last year, and Shohei still won, and then he has the year he had last year, this year. Yeah, you're like, I don't know if it can get any better than this. Well, brother, it just did.
Yeah.
He just did better than the year before. And that would be interesting, because that's where you would really get a feel for whether or not it's fatigue, or like, I can say this confidently. I know baseball fans today don't appreciate what Shohei Ohtani is doing. Not even close. They have zero appreciation for it. And that sucks, man. It sucks so bad, because we're just so quick to like accept people's opinions on this stuff. Like, yeah, but what? Do you realize that for 100 fucking years, nobody's ever thought about having a guy lead their team in homers and be their best pitcher? It's just not even been a concept that's been reality.
I think the thing with Shohei, and like, I don't have Shohei fatigue, but I think if you were to try to explain why a lot of people do have Shohei fatigue, it's because baseball fans don't like being told what they should like or what they should appreciate. And we saw that with Mike Trout. It's like everyone, like, for years, like, this guy's the best. I'm telling you, he's the best. You got to like it. You got to watch it. And everyone's like, all right, yeah, he's good. But like, I don't know. I like watching this guy. Or I like watching that guy. And like,
that's fine. That's fine.
It is fine. I'm not one of the Shohei fatigue guys, but like, I get it when people say that. They're like, all right, we get it. Like when you get fucking Ben Verlander doing a whole goddamn Japan tour to like stalk his entire life. And it's like, we get it. He's fucking awesome. We get it. But like, that's what baseball fans feel about certain guys. And it happened with Trout. Like Trout's fucking, he's a generational, one of the best of all time, best to ever do it. But I think fans just got sick and tired of hearing about how they should love him and how like you need to watch this guy and he's so great. And everyone's just like, but I like watching Fernando Tatis. Like I like watching Manny Machado.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
But like that's where the fatigue comes from. It's not from not appreciating it. It's from being sick of being told how like you have to love this guy and you have to put him on a pedestal. Like what if you don't want to?
Well, if you don't want to, don't. But what you don't reserve the right to do is just ignore it and downplay it and tell me somebody else is so much better because you think so. Here's just breaking news. You absolutely can have an opinion. Everybody, totally allowed to have one, street legal. At some point in time, your opinion's wrong. Oh, but it's my opinion. No, you could just be fucking wrong. Like what you think could be wrong. Straight up, it could be wrong. And you can truly believe it. You could still be wrong though. Like it's still a thing. And Shohei Ohtani is still better than the majority of the baseball players playing the game. On the whole, if you were to run a fucking baseball Olympics, Shohei Ohtani is your decathlete, your whatever, heptathlete. He's the dude that you're running out there into everything. Sprint speed, he's going to give you a good chance. Velocity, going to give you a good chance. Exit velo at the plate, going to give you a good chance. Like, he's the fucking dude. Nobody else. So you can tell me that you don't like
I think the playoff thing really does make a difference, though. Like, I think people get tired of hearing about how great players are on the West Coast And it's like, well, yeah, like, I mean, like people fell in love with Juan Soto in 1 October. You know, he goes out there and he's doing like the Soto shuffle. And then he goes out and wins the World Series. And everyone's like, you know what? I fuck with this guy. I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying there's no such thing. There's no such thing as like Shohei haters. Like no one's like hating on Shohei at all. I think it's more just like, we get it. He's great. We get it. Yeah, we get it. But yeah, I looked it up today.
Was there Goldberg fatigue? Was there Goldberg fatigue when he's just fucking spearing 119 people in a row?
Yeah. Yeah, there was.
You know?
Yeah. I think people got pissed at how they ended his winning streak. But I think once he was just like winning every week, it's like, all right, we get it. Yeah, he's really good. He's super dominant. Ooh.
Well, hey, guess what? This stuff isn't scripted. And Shohei Ohtani just continues to win.
But there is there's a payoff that you're waiting for. And like in that, it's like, all right, well, is he going to beat Hulk Hogan for the heavyweight title? And then when he does, it's like, fuck yeah. Like it legitimizes the undefeated streak. And with Shohei, it would be winning a World Series. And I think baseball fans know that ain't happening with the Angels. So like, you know, with like the Goldberg comparison, like, yeah, like that could happen at any time where he could challenge for the title and he could win it and he's the champion and the winning streak is validated. But with Shohei winning the World Series, like to validate everything, I mean,
no, I completely disagree with that because that's not how we validate baseball players.
No, but I think when you're talking about Shohei as a generational, the best to ever do it, of course we want to see him win a World Series, or at least we want to see him perform in the postseason. I think a lot of like ring or not, I think it's like it's unfair to like how we talk about like Griffey. Like no one holds it against Griffey that he never won a World Series.
Exactly.
But he played in the postseason and you know, you perform there and like we at least need to see you there.
Well, like Barry. I mean, is anybody telling you that Barry's not the greatest? Like, no, because he didn't win a ring. It's not happening.
But he did everything that he could. He did everything that he could in the 0-2 World Series. So yeah, it's not so much about winning it. It's more about it's different. And guys will tell you that play in big markets where every game matters versus these smaller markets where who gives a shit. You know, you're on losing teams every year and you're hitting 368. That's great. But like, can you do it when every game matters? Like you're playing for the Yankees and you're shooting for a division title or a pennant every single year. Like it's just different. And I don't think that Shohei's not trying to hide behind that. Like, I think that if you were to ask him, he wants to play in those high pressure situations.
Sure. And I just want to say this too for the folks who are like, bro, you got it out for Judge. I said this on the air yesterday. Like, don't sleep on this for 1 second. Aaron Judge, myself, from the same community. I want nothing more than that dude to bring an MVP back to the 209. Would fucking love that, man. That would be a feather in my cap. Why? Because that's just another dude from the hometown doing work, putting our community on the map. I want nothing more than that for that dude and his family, his friends. Like, that would be fucking incredible. So like, let's just, that aside, this is us just assessing the global conversation around the MVP, the performance of Judge, the Shohei Ohtani fatigue. How does it all fit? How does it all line up? That's what this is about. Yeah.
Somehow it always ends up back on Shohei. I don't know how the fuck we got there, but we do. We have a new sponsor, a late season call-up, if you will, at CBDMD, the leaders in hemp-based CBD and Delta-9 THC products. These guys have everything that you could possibly need to straight up feel better. And their latest breakthrough is Delta-9 THC. These sneaky innovators found a way to get these Delta-9 THC products shipped directly to your door. Now, some restrictions may apply because of course they do, so check your local laws before purchasing. But I'm telling you, this stuff is the real deal. They've got gummies packed with 10 milligrams of THC, perfect for winding down after watching the Red Sox blow yet another lead. And if 10 milligrams sounds like a lot to you, well, CBDMD has you covered with their microdose soft gels. With just 1 milligram of THC, these guys pack a punch that's perfect for all-day support whenever and wherever you need it the most. Don't get all caught up in the technicalities. This is the same THC that you've come to know and love over the years, just extracted from hemp It's part of my nightly routine now. My wind down time, as I like to call it, my re-energy. Actually, The Rock just posted a little Instagram video about this. His alone time, his re-energized time. Well, now I do that with CBD MD, and the gummies are where it's at. And to learn more about Delta 9 and everything else CBD MD has to offer, just head to cbdmd.com. Once again, that is cbdmd.com for more information, education, and the best damn gummies that you've ever had. You must be 21 years or older to purchase Delta 9. A little bit of an update here on Tony Gonsolin, because as earlier in the show, we let you know he was placed on the injured list. It's a forearm strain, and some of the reaction, I was sifting through Dodger fan reactions, and they were hoping, this is going to be like a few weeks that he'll be on the injured list. They're trying to limit his innings. It's 20 to 25 less innings that he would have thrown otherwise before October. This is perfect. This is Juan Toribio. I don't know. Juan T. He's a Dodger beat writer for MLB.com, and he says, this is not a phantom IL situation for Tony Gonsolin, like some are suggesting. It's an actual injury, but the Dodgers are confident that Gonsolin will be back in time to get strong for October. We'll see.
Well,
I don't know how I feel about that. There's no way that the Dodgers can tell you today that if it's a legit injury, that no, don't worry about it. He'll be back for October. You don't know that. You don't know how it's going to respond to treatment. You don't know how it's going to respond to rest, whatever rehab that he's going to have to do. I'm hoping for the best. Obviously, this is your NL All-Star Game starter. Been one of the best pitchers in the league for the best team in baseball. So yeah, it'd be nice to have him back for October or before that, so he has enough time, like they said, to build up strength.
Well, you know who's on the mend, right? Who just threw 70 plus pitches in their sim game?
Dustin May?
Clayton Kershaw.
Oh yeah, Clayton Kershaw's come back too. Yeah.
So, I mean, Walker Buehler down, Dustin May up, Tony Gonsolin down, Clayton Kershaw back in. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. But this is where the Dodgers' depth again starts to come into play, is if you're losing a guy like Tony Gonsolin, who's been a world beater for you, isn't it nice to be able to plug in the greatest left-handed arm of our generation? Like, that's got to be a nice little piece to throw back in there in the face of a Tony Gonsolin hitting the shelf.
It's not terrible to have that option.
No, right? Not at all. So it sucks. It's not ideal for the Dodgers at all. But this is why they operate the way they do, is they feel like we've got the guys in the room and we've got the guys that factor into this room that we feel can help us along the way. Andrew Heaney, Tyler Anderson, just ho-humming it along. No big deal. This is sucks for the Dodgers. It sucks for Tony Gonsolin, because I really hope this isn't and look, they know, what if it's just inflammation, they've got an idea of what's going on, where it's at specifically in the elbow. If is it a nerve issue? Is this a ligament issue? What do we got? They know. They've got an idea. So, like you said, Jared, it's a matter of waiting to see if it's responding to treatment or if they're going to take a rest approach early and see how that responds. Like, there's a lot going on, but this is a team that we just told you, 16 games away from clinching the
Magic
division?
number is 16.
Magic number is 16. It's still August as you're listening to this. It's still August, yes. And we're talking about the magic number for a team to clinch the division. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, let's not sleep on that Dustin May comeback. That's big. That's big to just get a guy back that blows 98 to 100 miles an hour from TJ.
Yeah, with a fucking demon breaker in tow. Like, the dude is dynamic. Extremely dynamic. And if he, I mean, both starts have been pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Didn't he? He only gave up one hit in his first start, right?
Yeah.
He punched
He's
out
a
10,
beast.
some shit like that, 9, 10.
I think it was 9, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Dustin May about it. He's about that life.
Aroldis Chapman's on the injured list.
Oh, my
But-
God.
Clay Holmes just got activated before the game tonight. So
Oh, good.
they've just quite literally never been on the same page all year. Like if Clay Holmes has been in, Chapman's been out and vice versa. All
Which
year.
sucks because if you were to get both those dudes clicking at the same time, I mean, between those two dudes, you feel like you could probably take care of 3 innings, right?
Well, that was the whole thing about like the second that Michael King was out for the year, I was like, this is way worse than I think people realize. Because Holmes being what he was in the first half and King being what he was, like that made it so that if you have Aroldis Chapman figuring it out, which he did before he infected himself, now like that's terrifying. King, Holmes, Chapman, and now King's out. Holmes has been absolute dog shit since the Reds got him in like July or whenever that was. And Chapman, he's hit or miss. Like just because he had that run of whatever it was, like 7 or 8 appearances where he kind of, I don't think he gave up a run. He still sucks. Like you can't depend on that guy in the playoffs. So yeah, I mean, and I'm not being a Yankee hater. It's tell me that this is the Dodgers, same names. I'm like, all right, yeah, like the really good offense. But in 17, MIA, the offense. I mean, all these teams were built on offense. They went MIA in the playoffs in 17. They went MIA in the playoffs in 19. They didn't do much in 18, and they were only there for 4 games. But you really need to fall back on your pitching, and especially your bullpen. You know, Nestor just went on the IL. You know, Clay Holmes is coming back. What Clay Holmes are we getting? I don't know. And now Chapman's on the injured list with a fucking tattoo infection. Like an idiot.
Well, and what are you doing, dude? Like you got, and look, he's inked up. I'm not. We all have tattoos. Well,
Joey's got a sleeve.
Yeah. It's better
Joey's-
not to show it. You want
Joey's got a quarter calf sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
But where did you get this tattoo? Like, was this?
I mean, it sounds like he got it in grungy ass, grimy Oakland. That's why it got infected.
I don't think he got it in Oakland.
I don't know. It sounds like he did.
That's
Probably could have
hey,
been done.
You want something crazy? That's the same place where Jose Altuve got a tattoo. He was on the road in Oakland. Just saying.
Wow,
That
you know
is
what?
interesting.
And wasn't the reasoning behind the Altuve shirt rip and everything because they didn't like the tattoo?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. All right.
Now, could that have been just a bad looking tattoo, or is that the preference of the tattoo that wasn't? I don't know. But either way, that could be an indictment on the tattoo scene in Oakland, which I don't think is the case because I've got a pretty damn good tattoo artist. Shout out Ben. Shout out Pastime Tattoo. Yeah, you got to do a better job of taking care of this shit, which is why I don't understand. This has to have been like bad equipment.
No,
Non-sterile
I think
environment.
it's him being a fucking idiot and getting a tattoo on his leg and then playing baseball and getting dirt in it. Like I don't think he was covering it properly.
Well, that's what I mean. Like tattoo care. That's the point. And there's literally no reason. It's funny. So I was down in the dugout listening to the pregame conversation, the pregame scrum with the manager. Booney's sitting right there, and I'm like literally, I'm standing up on the dirt on the warning track, and then there's steps down into the dugout. So I'm standing up on top, but I'm staring right at Booney. Like if I turn and look at him, I'm dead eyes. And they bring up someone asked about the Chapman thing, and you know it's funny because Booney just kind of looked at me and just kind of had like a wry smile, like because I knew what he was going to have to say, and then it's just like, what the, like, not a better time? You couldn't picked out a better time to get this done? This is when this needed to happen, right now. And on top of that, like, whatever happened, you're not taking care of it. And that's where I say it could be a combination of not taking care of it, bad, sterile environment where this happened. You know, I don't know. Because I find it tough to believe that Chapman's just rolling into a fucking tattoo parlor in Oakland or in San Francisco. That's probably more likely to have somebody come to him in the hotel room. Yeah. I don't know, man.
He hasn't pitched since August 19th. And he just went on the IL like yesterday or the day before. So like how long
day before.
Can it be infected for? I don't even get this.
This is like he said he was having fevers, you know, and he went to the doctor and they're like, yeah, man, like you've got a bad infection. Like this could turn into staph. Who knows? But sure, there's rumblings and there's thoughts about this being, you know, kind of a happy accident where, hey, things weren't going well on the mound, or maybe he's not feeling great and giving him a breather. Now this happens and it's like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe it's just a get right situation where we've got this calf thing, this tattoo thing. Now he can just kind of take a breather until everybody's ready and focused and able to come. Fuck, dude. I don't know. But I'll tell you this story. I wasn't a big league closer for the New York Yankees at the time. I was a recent draftee for the Oakland Athletics, but I got my nipples pierced during instructional league. This was the day before Instructs started.
Did you lose a bet?
No, buddy. Oh. Let's say DB 1999 Dallas to say 2012 Dallas. Different dude.
Yeah, probably see that.
Oh yeah, but nipples barbelled up, and then I went to the field the next day, and I'm like trying to play catch. I was trying to throw a fucking bullpen, and you know, bringing my glove to my chest, throwing the ball, finishing, like just everything. My two nipples looked and felt like the biggest tomatoes you've ever seen on a vine, just fucking swollen, and oh my God, so fucking painful. So painful. That next morning, or that next day, actually, I go to wake up and like throw the blanket off me, you know, like you just take the blanket off yourself. And like one of the little strings on my blanket wrapped around fucking barbell on my nipple. Oh yeah.
Stop.
And I throw the blanket and it didn't rip it all the way out, but it like ripped, and I like just did a full like full tumble onto the ground and was writhing in pain, just like in agony, bro. In agony. So bad. Fortunately enough, during batting practice, I ended up stepping on a sprinkler, shattered my fucking right ankle. Just shattered. Couldn't pitch for the entire instructional league. So I don't know that things were going to go well for me with a fucking swollen areola.
Oh my God.
And another one half ripped. But then I got bit by the sprinkler monster, blew my ankle out, so I didn't have to pitch anyway.
So you think if that happened in the major leagues and you fucked if you got a nipple piercing gone wrong and then you had to go on the IL, would they say that publicly? You think?
That's where you go hockey, right? Upper body injury.
That's whack.
Like hockey doesn't have to tell you specifically what happened, just upper body injury. Like, oh, this man was cut in half. Yeah, lower body injury.
But you can't do that in baseball?
No, you can be vague like that, yeah. So hey, guys make bad decisions, you know?
Wasn't a bad decision. That's just unlucky, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't ever regret getting your nipple pierced. Sure.
No.
Sure you still have
No.
it.
Lot of fun. Lot of fun.
You're an asshole. I hate that shit. I can't even, I don't know.
Oh, it was great. Yeah. My one of my best girlfriends, she actually went with us and we were going to get tattoos. And then she chickened out. She's like, I don't want to get a tattoo. I'm not going to do it. I'm not really committed to it. She's like, but I'll get my nipples pierced. If I get my nipples pierced, will you get your nipples pierced? And I was like, yeah, I'll get my nipples pierced. So my buddy, Jason Windsor, former MVP of the College World Series, shout out Cal State Fullerton, but he's sitting there listening to us have this conversation. He's like, he's like, you guys just going to get your fucking nipples pierced right now? Like out of the blue? Can I watch? He asked my friend, he was like, if you get it done, can I watch? She's like, yeah, I don't care. So we roll up to the tattoo parlor. He's got a bag of popcorn and he just sits in the corner and watches us get our nipples pierced.
Jesus. I would never. Like, I don't care what the amount of money. Everyone's like Kevin used to say that all the time. Like, everyone's got a price. Like, you wouldn't get your nipples pierced for $10 million? No.
What the
I wouldn't.
fuck? That's weird.
Jared,
No
I don't
chance.
know, man.
That's very weird.
That's
Like, I did
weird
it
that I wouldn't.
voluntarily. I did it voluntarily
Yeah.
and the payout was incredible.
10 million?
What do you mean the payout was incredible? It's like a great pickup line. Like, oh, I got my nipples pierced. I'll show you my nipples if you show me yours.
We're moving way beyond the pickup line, Jared.
Yeah, I don't.
We're talking about logging in, bud.
Right. Yeah.
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 Dark
For $10 million, I would not get my nipples pierced. No,
Think of all the people you could help with $10 million, man. It's pretty selfish.
I don't give a fuck.
Obviously, you
Especially-
don't.
Especially the way the Sox are playing, you to be feeding them kids.
Fuck them kids.
It's unfortunate.
Go get a job. I got a job when I was 13. Probably younger than that. I had a paper route.
Route. You're a route guy, huh? Not a route?
Uh-huh.
That's unfortunate.
Paper route.
Paper route.
I had a paper route. I had a job at a family member's store illegally. You're not supposed to. I think you're not supposed to work before you're like 16. But
You can.
I worked at his store, got paid. You know, I was out there grinding.
Man,
Child labor.
that blue collar life early. Good for you.
You know,
Good
I
for
know the
you.
value of a dollar,
Yeah.
and I ain't getting my nipples pierced.
Because you're a fucking pussy.
Dude, I have basically my nipple tattooed.
So?
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah, dude.
Are you kidding me?
That's
Your
nothing.
nipple. By the way, that's my favorite thing that my mom does.
You know how many beautiful rose pieces I've seen on areolas?
Yeah, no thanks. My favorite thing that my mom does is like when I put out a report, she'll like text me and be like, "Who's the source?" Shut up.
You want me to tell
Don't
you the
ask me
favorite-
that shit.
You want me to tell you my favorite thing that your mom does?
All right, thanks for listening. Appreciate everyone tuning in this week. It's gonna be a great week of baseball. We want everyone to enjoy this week. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks to all the sponsors. Thank you to CBDMD, DraftKings, Blue Moon, Trade Coffee. Thanks to Jake, our producer. Thanks to Joey for being here. That's Dallas Braden, broadcaster for the Oakland A's. As always, we appreciate you listening to Baseball is Dead. And we'll be back on Thursday for another episode of your favorite baseball podcast and your mom's favorite baseball podcast. Catch you next time.
Du hast Space.